Hey man, that's a good.
What's up, guys? It's me, Jag from Yap.
Welcome to the Tap and Yap cEDH podcast, where we tap lands and yap nonsense, but most importantly, we talk about winning. I'm Jack.
And I'm Riley, and today we'll be just jumping into the new Marvel set. I know we missed it by like a little bit. We're a little bit late, but we didn't want to delay our Commander Getting 10 video, and we didn't want to delay the gameplay video because gameplay is fun, gets people excited. And like we talked about, we're going to talk about the cards that we played in that video, like in this video, so you get like a little bit of a deeper understanding of some of the cards that have been printed. But yeah, like super looking forward to kind of going over like all the cards that we have in cEDH.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. All right, let's jump into the first card then.
Yeah, so jumping into the first one, Captain Mavel Space Form. It is 4 colors and a white. It has flying, vigilance. It's a 4/4 Kree soldier hero. And as long as an opponent has cast a spell this turn, you may cast spells as they have flash. I think this like might possibly see play in like Sans blue white decks that just like want to be able to play at flash speed. Like I think in the Brigade list that I was playing, I think I'll put this in now just so I have a way to cast spells at flash speed. It like does have a like downside of an opponent casting a spell, but if you're playing at flash speed, you like they're gonna be casting a spell anyway, so like I think this card's cool. Like 5 mana's a lot and it doesn't have flash itself, which kinda sucks, but I think it's like nearly good.
It's okay. I see the vision. I think it might be a Brigade card, just because like the fact that it's a body, the fact that it gives you haste. The fact that it gives you flash. It's kind of this like weird thing in between. Like you could almost, I don't think you do. You could almost remove Emergent Zone. I don't know if you're playing Emergent Zone in your list, but you could maybe play both of these. It's kind of nice because you like Brigade pays basically. It's like 3 mana now. It's 3 green and a white to cast this thing. Um, 2 green and a white. Sorry. Yeah, that's how math works. Sorry. So it's 3 mana versus like 5 mana. Uh I don't think it's that great. It maybe could see play in Derevi because it's a flying vigilance creature. Derevi, I don't know if Derevis even care about that these days because their lists are so tight with all their like combos and stuff. And also like Derevi, I don't know, you like Gaia's Cradle attack with Derevi on like I don't know. This has legs. I just don't know.
Yeah, as I said, I think it is nearly good. I think if it had flash itself, this card becomes a lot better.
Yeah, I
Having
think
to
so.
like play it on your turn and hope it has like good effects, I think it's like not as good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. If it had flash, but also it's so expensive, like mana wise, right? I think that's the
Yeah,
one
five,
downside to
five
this
mana
card.
in white is crazy.
And I is it because it's like supposed to be like a standard card or like whatever, right? Like I sometimes I don't. I understand that they can't make every card 2 mana and it be good, but it's also just like 5 mana for this thing is crazy. I mean, Ballista Citadel
Yeah,
6 mana, and the amount of stuff you get to do with that card is crazy, right? And like I said, not every card has to be broken, but it's just like this card could have been 2 mana cheaper and still be pretty good. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Nah, 100%.
I don't understand. I don't see the vision here on why you would want this. I guess like, is it a Timna Dargo card because you're casting and you just blow up the entire board? Maybe is that what it is?
I more thought about it for like a Yoshi Thras. So like no matter what, say like you're gonna cast Yoshi, you're gonna cast Thrasios, and then you can jam this. It's gonna have make 3 bodies for you guys, Cradle, and also blow up 3 Ristic Studies or uh like a Disruptor Flute naming Thrasios or like whatever's needed. I
Right.
think
Oh,
in the
sure.
ones where you are casting your commander like quite a bit, it does make a lot of bodies because it is a creature. I think in like that type of list, it could see work.
And this
I don't think it's a
is
Tim Dargo card because if you're sacrificing Dargo that many times, you're going to win the game.
sure. This is Hermit Zima Strike Force. It's 3 and a white for a creature. When you cast a spell, copy it for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this turn. I guess that does make sense. And then when this creature enters, destroy up to one target artifact. Or you when you cast, copy it for each time. Yeah, I guess like if you cast Yoshimaru, cast Thrasios, there's 2 plus the extra, so there's 3. And then you do get to blow
Yeah,
up a couple of pieces. I see what you're talking about. I see the vision here. I get it. It's 4 mana though, right? I guess like when you when you think about it, 4 mana is basically free because Cradle taps for 2, Cradle's the strategy. I could see it. I could see this being played. And then also just like blowing up like a Soul Ring or it's also enchantment, which is also huge. Like blow up a Ristic Study and its Smothering Tithe and just like anything that's like stopping you from doing things. Yeah, okay. This is a pretty good card. This is a pretty good card.
Next one, if you want to jump into it, because it's played in your deck. So
Yeah, this is Jennifer Walters. It's 1 white for a legendary creature, human advisor hero. Your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. So it's basically a silence, and then it has like 6 mana, 3 generic green double white transform Jennifer Walters activate only as a sorcery. On the back it's reach trample. Your opponents can't cast spells, which is nice. Whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, you may have She-Hulk deal that much damage to any target. The reason I bring that up is because there's like a weird thing where you can like use Orcish Bowmaster to like make this punch stuff, but also the joke behind it is you can just blink Orcish Bowmaster over and over again. I should also mention that this is only on your turn. I know that like Teferi's all turns. This I missed it. I missed that bit up. But basically, it's a 2 mana legendary silence effect. I've taken Cutzel out of the deck to put this in. So far, no real impact of taking out Cutzel. Cutzel's 3 mana versus this is a 2 mana. It'll come up a little bit later, or it'll come up after this about one particular creature, but like why the hero type matters. But I know that I was talking to Joe from Salt Free about how he's trying Cavern of Souls in his Sisay list because of all the humans that are now in the deck, which I don't hate. I'm not gonna play it, but I'm gonna reach out to him in a week or so and kind of get his feedback and see what he thinks, because I don't hate the idea of Cavern of Souls. I just like it being a 5-color deck, and we want 5 colors. Playing like a colorless land feels kind of bad sometimes. Like the Lighted Halfling. The Lighted Halfling only tapping for mana of legendary permanents kind of sucks. So, but yeah, it's cool. I tooted for it yesterday. Won me the game because it was a 2 mana legendary that taps with Enduring Vitality. It's good. I like it.
yeah, that Marvel like Wizards of the Coast really love talents human creatures. Like I think also it has 3 toughness, which in a Bowmaster world is also like relevant. Voice Victor's also 3 toughness, so like this is so it just doesn't die instantly to just like a single Bowmaster ping.
Yeah, I guess like the difference, man. If Voice of Victory, I wish Voice of Victory was a legendary, because the huge difference between Voice of Victory and why that card's busted is because it also makes 2 1/1 tokens. So like in this deck, you attack in response to damage, or whenever you go and get Gaia's Cradle, it makes winning with like Agatha's Soul Cauldron Gaia's Cradle a lot easier. That's why I want to play Voice of Victory, but it's also not legendary, so it kind of sucks. But yeah, I agree. We like big booties these days. Anything with a big butt we like, because it just doesn't die to Orcish Bowmaster, which is like such a prominent thing in this format.
Yeah, 100%. To jump into the next one, which is Nick Fury, Agent of Shield, which is a 1 mana, 1 white legendary creature, human spy hero. It's a 2/1. It has an ability that I think is very irrelevant. It's a power up ability, pay Wooburg, put 2/1/1 counters on Nick Fury, and then look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a hero, equipment, or vehicle card from among them onto the battlefield. If it's double face, you may flip it. It can technically find your silent She-Hulk. I think this this ability is, if you have 5 mana and nothing else to do with it, and you want to take a game action, I guess you can activate it. But the biggest thing about this being a one mana Wooburg legendary creature, because everyone likes their slop decks. This can play like a Rogsai with multiple colors. 1 mana is like a lot of mana compared to 0 mana for a Rog, but you also get like Elvish Spirit Guide and the silence effects.
So the recent tournament we played at, this was played twice. Pretty much the same variant. It was very heavy turbo. I honestly think you still play Terra. I think Terra is the deck that you play if you want to play 5-color turbo, just because it's a win in the command zone. If you play the Food Chain variant, I don't think a lot of them are playing Food Chain, but that's what this has over Nick Fury. Like you said, the Wooburg to put She-Hulk into play is like it's like kind of bad. You have to look at the top seven. If you hit it off the top seven, great. If not, you've just wasted Wooberg. So I don't think I want to say that that part is real, but I don't think it is very real. Being able to pay Wooberg is like expensive in that deck. Like, why would I pay Wooberg to put a silence effect and play when you just win the game on turn two? But yeah, I feel like if you want to play 5-color turbo, you play Terra, or if you want to play a more advanced, not advanced, but you want to play a different type of 5-color, you could play Sisay and do like whatever the Sisay 5-color decks are doing. I feel like this will be a flavor of the month for like 2 weeks, and then people will realize that Terra is just better. Or they'll print a new 5-color commander that does the same thing or whatever. There's always like some 5-color turbo deck that's floating around just because 5-color's good.
Yeah, from the Hobbit, there'll be 5-color Bilbo that has a Wooburg ability that costs 2 mana, and
There
that'll
is a
be played.
5-color Bilbo. It's not good because it's the like Planeswalker one that they reprinted from the Lord of the Rings set. But yeah, it's cool. Like I also I don't know if you and I talked about it, or I know I think you and I talked about it, how you could maybe play 5-color Rog Ishai, but it's Nick Fury, which is like interesting because like Rog Ishai is like a popular deck. It's doing okay in tournament play at the moment. The whole thing behind it is that you just like don't ever lose the game because you have 45 pieces of interaction, and this going like Tundra into Nick Fury is the same kind of thing as going Rograk. I guess the only difference is that you can't go Rograk Mystical Mora off one land. You know what I mean? So there are things, there are
Yeah.
benefits, but again, I think you should just play Terra just because it's got like that cool thing where it feeds your Underworld Breach or Food Chain, wins games, or like whatever. Or if you want to play like a 5-color slop control deck, you can also play this. But I think if you, I don't know. Again, it's okay.
Yeah, 100%. And like that's it for white. I think the biggest hit for white is obviously the silence creature, because silences are really good in our format. So
Yeah, silences are great. I want to cast my spells and not be counted. I want to cast my spells and I want to be counted. So it's pretty good.
yeah, I
Cool.
agree.
Let's
As an Italian player, I love flipping silence effects.
I think it's also good that I cut Katsu because I think you won with Katsu more than I won with Katsu. So, um, you want to jump into blue cards now? I think blue cards have got some interesting stuff. There's a couple of familiar faces here, but also some ones that I'm gonna have to get you to explain or your thoughts behind them. So let's jump in. First one here is the Bruce banner. This was leaked like what? Not leaked, but previewed like 6 months ago. I'm pretty sure everyone knows it, but for those who don't, it's a 1-mana legendary creature human scientist hero. You pay double X, tap, draw X cards, activate only as a sorcery, and then it's 2 red, red, green, green, transform Bruce Banner, only activate as a sorcery. And that backside is the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk. It's a legendary creature, Gamma Berserk hero with reach and trample. Whenever the Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, put a 1/1 counter on him. If he's attacking, untap him. There's an additional combat phase after this. There's some interesting brews of this particular deck. I think the big focus on this particular card as a commander is the backside, the Incredible Hulk. It has a couple of interesting win lines. You showed me one which I thought was pretty cool. Which land is it? Is it the desert? Which one? I can't remember.
I think it's just called. I have a full list for it. Give me 1 second. I'll find it.
Yeah, no worries. While Riley looks at that, it is an interesting take on Teema. The 1-mana commander, like the 1-mana front side, is kind of the same thing as like Norman Osborn. A little bit better, I guess, because you can like you get better card draw. Maybe let's say you play a Soul Ring, you can always like go and like tap it, draw a card, and whatnot. But again, I think you mainly play it for the backside, same as Norman Osborn. You can fill your graveyard with Norman, where this fills your hand, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to tell with these like front side commanders because usually one side is better than the other. The same for Jennifer Walters, right? The back side of the card you never use, but the front side's busted because it's a silence effect. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's literally called Desert. It's land, desert. Tap, add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool, or tap, desert deals 1 damage to target attacking creature. Activate this ability only during the end of combat. So, like for example, it just like gives you an extra free combat using the backside of Hulk, and yeah, it's good.
yeah. There's also what Caltrops, whatever that does the same thing. Caltrops is whenever a creature attacks, it deals
Yeah,
damage to it or something.
there's like Caltrops. There's a couple enchantments. I'll find the name of the enchantment. You can run Gimli's Reckless Might, and it's just pretty much like a guaranteed board wipe, especially if you give it indestructible with like Plaza Heroes. It's just like creatures you control have haste, and whenever you attack, if creatures you control have power 8 or greater, which Hulk has 8, target attacking creature you control fights up to one target creature you don't control. With indestructible, it's like you attack, you fight a creature that deals damage to Hulk, it's indestructible, gains a 1/1 counter, and you have an extra combat, and then you do it again. And like you're pretty much guaranteed to like probably kill 2 people and also every single creature on the board.
Do I believe this card or this deck will be this card is good? No, not really. It being in Teema is rough just because like I feel like these decks they have such a better combination. Like, why would I play this over Thrashio's Rugrak, right? There's not any
Yeah,
real
I get
reason.
that. Um, I think just like the fact you have a like 1 card win combo in the command zone with Caltrops
Sure.
is like the interesting part. You are in like very good mana making and like ability activating mana sources to draw a lot of cards. Like I do want to put like the list that I put together because like it feels really good. This was probably if I didn't play Crystal for the gameplay, I was gonna play this deck because like it's Teema, it's Hulk. Like Hulk is funny. Beating people with an 8/8 is like nearly a tally, so like that's cool. But like I actually believe this deck has like a solid place in like Teema. It does like slightly different things. It's not as all in Guy's Cradle. You get to play just like good like blue cards in it. Like you can play all the risk 6 study clones and stuff like that. You have a 1 mana commander to turn on Fierce and SWAT. Like I think this actually like does have legs in the format.
Well, yeah. Let us know down below if you want to see part 2 of our Marvel superhero commanders, or Riley might just put together and play as like a generic commander. We'll see what happens. But look, I don't disagree with you at all. I do feel like there's a lot of interesting things that this deck is going to do, and it's just like again, you are right. It's outside of that cradle strategy, and that's why I like loot so much.
Yeah, I get you. Next to talk about is Ironheart Clever Champion, which is a legendary artifact creature human hero. Has Improvise, which is your artifacts can help cast this spell. Each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities pays for 1. And then it has Flying, and then non-creature spells you cast have Improvise. This reads a lot like Bad Urza, I think. With like the non-creature spells you have improvised, you may as well tap them for blue mana, like playing Urza. I think the couple things that this deck has going for it is, like it itself has improvised. You can run Mishra's Workshop in a very heavy artifact deck, and the Mishra's Workshop also lets you get your commander out, like paying for 3 mana at the 5. Will like get this out earlier than you can like an Urza sometimes. But yeah, like do you have any thoughts, kind of like other than this is kind of Urza?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think this is just worse Urza. I do like Mishra's Workshop, like tech. You know what I mean? Like this is like turn 1. You play like Mishra's Workshop, cast like Tezzeret, neg Tezzeret, go get like Mana Vault or something, and then you cast your commander turn 2. The only downside is I think Urza is just so good because it has like the difference between this and Urza is if you make infinite mana with Urza, you have like an outlet to like cast your entire deck or whatever. Where this is like
Yeah,
no outlet. It's full in. But then again, also like artifact combos are so good these days because there's so many good artifacts. You could definitely play this. Um, it being an artifact itself is like nice, I guess, because it's like you can cast it like makes it cheaper. So if you do just vomit out a bunch of artifacts, you can cast it turn 1. You go like Mister's Workshop, Mox Opal, Bauble, whatever, and you cast it. It's like pretty sweet.
yeah.
Um, and then like non-create, yeah, I think it like also just makes artifact combos have always been good in cEDH. So introducing something like this, you could also see this being played in Urza. Like I don't see why Urza wouldn't want this. I know why because
Yeah,
like you can already tap your creatures and stuff, but like I don't know.
it's just like it's good. Like I think this would run Urza in the 99, and Urza might run this in the 99, just
Yeah, I
for
think so.
like redundancy.
Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, I have really no notes for this thing. I can understand what the vision is for it. So
Yeah, 100%. Next we can jump into Iron Man Bleeding Edge, which is another legendary artifact creature. It's a human hero, has flying. It is 3 colorless and 2 blue, and whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may copy it, except the copy isn't legendary, and you can do this once per turn. I think this deck is like nearly insane.
Well, this was one of the
With
commanders that we had on the
yeah,
gameplay show on the channel.
I was looking if there's a way to like instantly break it with like Displacer Kitten with like making a copy, bouncing it, and then using the copy to like pick up the original to then like cast it, copy it again. Like I think I found something that was like a very, very mana heavy that like could do it. But like you can cast like a chromatic Ori and now you have two chromatic Oris. Which is good. You can have two Aetherflux Reservoirs, which makes building the storm easier. Uh
You know what's
like
you know
two
what the super
Sensei
sad thing is though? This is such a Jeweled
what?
Lotus deck. Like it's not even funny.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a Jeweled Lotus deck that like you have this with Jeweled Lotus. It's like crazy. You go like Chromox, Land, Jeweled Lotus,
just
cast this
go
thing.
just go Mishra's Workshop, Jewel Lotus, and you have one artifact mana floating.
Yeah, I know. It's such a disappointing situation because it's like where what.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was. I think this card's cool. I mean, if you want to check it out, we did have 3 games of it on the channel.
But yeah, like I think this deck is nearly really cool.
Yeah, it sucks because like and I've done this twice already. Is I compare it to Urza just because like Urza is just like the standard for artifact combo decks. It's like Mulligan to Mishra's Workshop, and then you're good. But yeah, I definitely think this thing has potential to do some crazy stuff. So it'd be cool to kind of see it back on the channel. If not, see what people are gonna brew with it.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to jump into Mr. Fantastic? Is the deck you actually played for our gameplay video?
But yeah, Mr. Fantastic, 2 and a blue for a legendary creature, human scientist hero. Vigilance and Reach at the beginning of combat on your turn. If you've cast an on-creature spell this turn, draw a card, and you can pay Sans Black, so a red, green, white, and a blue. Tap, copy targeted, triggered, or a triggered ability you control twice, and then you may choose new targets for the copies. This card's really interesting because what it does basically, it allows you to, like, Jeskai Ascendancy is the big one. You clone Jeskai Ascendancy over and over again, using it to untap like a Faber Elder or something like that. Make infinite mana, and it also like you can just draw your deck. Does some really sick stuff. There's a really cool way to like put all of your creatures into play with Defense of the Heart, which I think is really cool. Super uniquely, it's also like a very bad draw engine in the command zone too. If you need it to be, you cast an on creature spell, and then pay the 4 mana to draw 3 cards because you can copy it because it's a triggered ability, which is like sort of interesting. I don't know. I want to take the deck and rebuild it to be more focused around the triggered ability. Play more artifacts, play more control-y, where I was very heavy on some different stuff. I think this deck definitely has legs. I don't know if it's going to be something that shows up in a lot of tournaments, but it will definitely do work if you build it properly. So definitely going to take it back and try and restructure it to be a little bit more productive. But yeah, I think this card's really sick. Definitely a fun commander that I want to continue to play. I just bought like a Japanese foil of it, so we've already committed to that. So yeah, that's when you know when we're serious, when we're buying non-English cards.
Yeah, no, this deck's really, really cool, and I think there is a lot of things to still be like discovered about. Like copying something twice is broken. Like even like paying 4 to copy heuristic study trigger like twice more, so 4 mana draw 3 is like not the worst rate like we've ever seen. So
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst rate. There's also like weird surveillance cam loops, which I need to look into, that they've found recently. I don't know what it is. When I went looking at the primer for this list yesterday or the day before, like surveillance cam
well,
and goblin were in there. So
you can like with Goblin Engineer it would work as well, but like with Surveillance Cam, it would just replace Village Bell Ringer in that type of loot.
oh, is that all it
I
does?
think.
I looked for I looked for
Yeah.
all of like 5 minutes because I was like,
Because
I
you
don't know
can
what
put
it was doing.
the untap of Mr. Fantastic, you can copy it twice more, you can untap the Faber Elder, and then you have one
Oh, of
untap
course.
still on the stack, and then you copy it twice more.
I guess also it does that cool thing where it will trigger VV because it's an on-creature spell, so it's a 1 card activated. It's like a 1 card activation for your 3 card combo or whatever. So yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Again, I'm gonna look into this little one a little bit more. I feel like it's either this or loot for the Jank Nauseum or whatever it is tournament down at Salt Free,
yeah,
just because this thing does like really cool stuff. I know that it's like an Underworld Bridge deck as well. We just take all those cards out and you put more alternative win combos in, and I feel like it'll be cool to play. So yeah.
yeah. I agree. Deck's cool.
Mm. The Wondrous Wisp is the next card. It's
Wasp.
what did I say? Wisp, wasp, wasp.
Yeah.
It's 1 in a blue for legendary creature, human hero with flash. It has flying, and then it says when it enters the battlefield, tap up to 1 target creature. It loses all abilities for as long as Wasp remains on the battlefield. I don't know. I know that some people were talking about this being a Sisei card. I don't know if it is a Sisei card. There's that 2 mana, 2 color legendary from Lorwyn.
Yeah,
Abigail might be a
Abigail,
name.
yeah. Abigail.
I think that card's technically better for Sisei because it has the black pip. I know that.
Yeah, it adds 2 pips versus 1 pip for 2 mana, so yeah.
But also this thing having flash and being able to remove text boxes of creatures is super sweet. Also, the fact that it taps it. I don't think that ever comes up, by the way. I don't think that ever comes up, the fact that it's like tap target creature, because it's like if you care, it hurts Derevi, right? You go to combat with Derevi, you flash this thing and remove its text box and tap it. It does nothing, right? That's like the one thing.
Yeah.
But I
It's
think
sick.
the
I
text
I
box
was
removal is
thinking
huge.
yeah. Yeah, the text box removal is like the good thing. I think like you brought it up before, and like I don't know how many people are playing it or how many slots the deck has, but like maybe in the Revi itself,
Oh
like it's
yeah.
a flying creature that removes like a stacks piece that hurts you, or taps down a flyer on the when you need to get like some Derevi triggers in. Maybe I don't know. This card is like nearly really good.
No, I actually don't disagree with you at all about the Derevi thing. It actually makes a lot of sense, especially like let's say it's difficult to it's like unless you're playing like Timnacrom, Lumra, something else, right? They have you need enough attackers to like get in to win the game. You can flash this thing and tap like the Lumra, or you can tap the Crom, or whatever. Like it definitely is a playable card for sure. It also helps with their Gaia's Cradle loops as well. It also helps that you can like get this. It removes a text box of a creature, and it also helps with that. But the problem is, and I don't know if I'm wrong here, it being a 2-1 sucks because of Orcish Bowmaster, but also a lot of the stacks pieces are not creatures other than Orcish Bowmaster. Orcish Bowmaster you can also get rid of, which is huge here. Opposition Agent is really the only creature that I can think of, unless you're playing Tyon when you're playing all of the other stacks creatures. A lot of the stuff that decks are playing are artifacts, for example, Cursed Totems and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I know Derevi doesn't care about Cursed Totem, but there are those types of cards, and most of them are artifacts.
yeah. It's like you can also just like flash in, turn off a Thrasios in someone like in their upkeep on the game, like they have like a Boro in hand or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's true. I guess also like if they do slam or borrow, okay, yeah. There's definitely uses for this. I don't know if they'll ever use it, but there's definitely like pros and cons to this card for sure. Do we want to jump into the black cards now? There's not a lot, but I think they're very interesting cards.
Yeah, 100%. The first one being Doctor Doom Unrivaled, which is 2 colorless and 2 black for a legendary creature, human sorcerer villain. That's a 4/4 and it has lifelink. All that really doesn't matter, but the ability of you draw a card and lose 1 life. Then, if your library has no cards in it, you win the game. This being the first effect like this that's not in blue, I believe. You've seen it before in like Jace and stuff like that, but it's also on a commander, which I think is like very interesting. And I wonder like how much just like mulliganing for like a haste enabler plus decon and casting Doctor Doom and just winning the game, how
Um,
viable that is.
well, I saw over on Reddit, I know Reddit, worst place ever, someone got kicked out of an LGS because they took it to their bracket 3 pod and killed him on turn 2. So so it's good, I guess, if you're playing casual. Yeah, it was really funny to like. Man, I should have saved it to post here, but basically, yeah, it's really interesting. I do it's draw a card. You activate the ability, hold priority, cast them on a consultation, name a card that's not in your deck, and then all of a sudden you have no library, so you win the game. Um, I watched the play to win video and watched Tyler get stopped 3 times because he's mono black and has no interaction.
Yeah.
And then I watched another gameplay video where exactly what you said happened. They went like land, mana vault, boots, like lightning greaves or whatever, and then next turn they went swamp, dark ritual, something else, cast, Doctor Doom, equip boots, tap, activate, consult.
Yeah.
And so it was like a turn 2 win. And like this will win you games, I guess. Like you'll have a low ass win percentage because everyone kind of knows what you're doing. It's like with the activation on the stack, bounce your commander because it's a if it's an if clause, right? Yeah,
Well,
it's an
no, they
if
just
clause.
counter decon.
Or they counter decon, right? Because you have no interaction. But like I don't know, this will win games. I don't know how many though.
Yeah, this deck is like nearly good. This card, if it was Demir, I think is like ridiculous. I think if you can like they somehow added a color to it, like especially like blue, where you could run like Thought Lash as well and all these other effects, and it's just like oops, all Thassa's Oracle effects. Like I'm sure the deck's good.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think they do. I don't think they would ever do it. But do you think Crick players will play this? Like Crick's players will have this as a backup strategy?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. It's just like
I
if
don't. I
anything,
don't think so.
it adds better cards to that. But then also you're adding in worse cards. You're playing this 4 mana creature that does nothing outside of like win your
Yeah.
game, and also demonic consultation does nothing. But I don't know. There's those Crick players are psychopaths, so you know. But yeah, I don't have any
Yeah.
other notes. I think this card's like a glass cannon, and like again, it will catch you once or twice, but other than that, you just bounce it or kill it or counter the
Yeah.
consult. So
It's like I think this deck wins 20% of games.
really, you think that high?
Yeah, because like there'll be times where it's like you just have the nuts.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because like it's like Gwenum. It's like it's so all in on its one thing, but you so easily stopped.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess also, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
And then the other one, which I actually really, really like this as like a mono black commander, which is Modok, which is 3 colorless, 2 black for a legendary artifact creature villain with flying lifelink. And it has Mental Organism, which is pay 3 life, Modok connives, activate only during your turn, which is conniving is draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. And then, like for fun, it also has designed only for killing, which is like creatures your opponents control get -1, -1. Which like that ability is like sleeper really, really good, especially in this like cradle slot meta. So you can just kill all their dorks by resolving your commander, which like I'm a big fan of. But like this card's really, really cool. With like a Sheoldred, it like nearly says Grizzlebrand. It's like pay 1 life loot, which is like I would pay 1 life to draw this card through my entire library. I don't know about you. I think this card's like really, really cool, and I'm sure there's a way to like insanely break it.
I do believe that there are ways to abuse this, especially like it being mono black. You're very heavy in the reanimator situation, so I feel like if you do like a Razakath and like you said a Sheoldred, and you just do them like let's say you activate this, you discard or you connive, so you draw a card, then you discard a card. Let's say you draw reanimate, discard Hoarding Broodlord. There's your win. And like
Yeah.
there's like 6 or 7 different reanimation spells that are in mono black these days, and you just play like top deck tutors and stuff like that. I don't disagree. I definitely feel like this is a very all in strategy. I mean, most mono black decks are they're like an all in strategy to try and do something crazy. So it'll be interesting to see what this deck can do.
And once again, you can play Mishra's Workshop to play for 3 of the 5 mana for your commander.
This is true. This is also true.
Or like you can play like you can like reanimate a Maha with this, like the owl, and just like no one ever gets creatures ever again.
I have seen casual players talk about putting this in like Maha decks just because like you're allowed to like just call no creatures for anyone ever. Which again is huge in these creature slop decks. I mean, it doesn't do anything to turbo decks. I mean, it kills a Rograk, which is pretty sick, but also like, oh no, now I have to win with different 35 mana win lines. So I don't know. By the time you get Murdoch out, they've like the Rog size already won the game probably. But again, Mish's Workshop is available, so that's always nice. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what this deck does. Maybe this is something else you can put together and we can kind of see what it does. Being able to like you said, Good. I like it.
Yeah, as like nearly says Grizzlebrand, and like that's good. That card's banned for a reason.
Isn't it? What does Villas do? Villas is like whenever you take damage, you draw that many cards or something like that.
Yeah, like
It also,
Villas could be in that as well. Like anytime you lose life, you draw that many cards.
yeah,
So it's like you pay 3 life, draw 3, and loot. Like it's crazy.
yeah. That does seem pretty good actually. Let's
Yeah.
move on to the red cards.
Yeah, 100%. This first one, Hex Magic, which is 2 colorless and a red for a sorcery arcane, which is like I can splice my desperate ritual into this, I guess, which is cool.
I'm glad you brought it up because I was gonna bring it up too. That like Arcane is just an ability they looked at, went, oh, okay, cool, and then just threw in the trash. Which most mechanics wizards will do that, but all of a sudden they're like, yeah, just slap Arcane on this one for some reason.
Yeah, just one arcane spell. So this is a sorcery arcane, and it's exile all the cards from your hand, then draw that many cards until the end of your next turn, which is like pretty cool. You may play those cards exiled this way. This card, I think, has a very very niche home in like if this is the first spell you cast on the turn you try and go off with Ral. It sucks later because you have no cards in hand, but if it's like the first card or like Rebel Bowman, if this is like the first card they're casting, maybe good. But a lot of these like red storm decks, they only ever have like 2 cards in their hand. So it's like you exile 1 card, draw 1 card. That's
Dude,
not very good for 3 mana.
crazy enough, I think it does actually some more. Like I agree that it's at the start of a win for sure, but also something really noticeable is that they play Wheel of the Jeskai, which is scary. That if don't let that resolve ever. By the way, you like you cast like a bunch of stuff or whatever, and then you draw into Hex Magic. You have like Wheel of the Jeskai or whatever. You can like cast this Wheel of the Jeskai, draw 5 more cards, cast Hex Magic from your graveyard, and then you like draw another 5 cards. So you've looked at 10 cards for 4 mana or something like that. I'm buying one after the show, after this podcast, by the way, because I'm putting it in my casual row list. By the way, casual being
Yeah.
the word there. Um, this card's insane. This card's insane. You are right. Like most of the time, we have like 2 cards in our hand, but like you start this off 2 mana, draw like exile 5, draw 5. Um,
Yeah, and like the weird thing that you can like play them, so like you can play the land, so you don't have to play your land for turn and then cast
oh,
this. You can
dude,
just go, here's exile 5, and then I can play my land from exile and I see 1 more card. Unlike these like winds of change effects, where like all those cards are gone and you can't play them, and you want to like play your land for turn before doing it, so you're down another card. I know this card's also nearly really really good.
No, I definitely think you've hit an absolute. I think you've nailed this with how good this card is for like 2 decks. I've only ever played against the Rebel Bowman once, and Deafening Silence made his life absolutely miserable. So I saw him not really do a lot. But with this, I think this is crazy. Like you said, it's 2 mana, exile 5, draw 5. There's like that. There's no like whenever you cast a spell from exile, draw a card effects in round. I know that there's like a bunch of like higher mana cost casual cards that do it, but
Yeah, there's like this. Is this like it could be played in Ob possibly?
oh, because of the
Maybe no. They don't, he doesn't have he doesn't have the cards in that. It wouldn't be an Ob card. I don't know.
yeah, it's you know what it is. It's that one. It's the one player, the one Porphyro, not Porphyros. What's the guy? It's an Obnixilis card. When you cast a spell from exile, you make a treasure and exile a card or whatever it
Oh,
is.
Prosper,
Prosper.
Prosper Tome Mage.
Yeah, the one Prosper player is like this card's crazy.
Yeah, like this card is crazy in that for that one guy, I'm sure. And if you see this video, that one guy that plays the deck, tell us how good or bad it is.
Yeah. All right,
Uh,
let's move on. Let's move on.
yeah. So next one is Hulkling Young Avenger, which is 2 colorless and double red pips for a legendary creature, Kree Skrull Hero. It has flying, and it's whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Hulkling becomes a copy of up to 1 other target creature until end of turn, except his name is Hulkling Young Avenger. He's 4/4 and has flying and this ability. This card, talking to Doug, is like nearly a Magda.
Oh.
This nearly reads as another non-legendary Magda. Like when you cast a car or an artifact, you turn this into a second Magda. You have two Magdas. You create the card. You make double treasures. It's good.
I hate
Um,
Magda.
bro, you play Wooberg Magda. Chill.
No. Magda plays mono red Sisay. Thank you very much. I'll stand corrected there. No, look, I think that the Go Go is slightly better. How much is Go Go the same mana value? It's also 4 mana, but it's like four. It's 3 colors
I
in a
think
red or something.
it's 3 and a red. Yeah.
Yeah, I look. I again, I feel like there's a Magda player that works at Wizards, and that's why every single set they get some type of new tech. Um, it's okay. I think that it will be played in some decks. I don't know if it's good enough though on its own, right? Because you the problem with Magda, in my opinion, is that they lack draw, like card draw. So it's like you either need to make sure that you have this in your starting 7, you hold a car, and then you cast this with 4 red. I just feel like there's better 4 mana creatures that do other things. For example, Knuckles is 4 mana, and it also makes you treasures
Yeah.
that do
It's
like
like competing with Knuckles, Roaming Throne, stuff like that.
yeah. I think that
Zorn.
it's yeah, right, exactly. I think that there are better other alternative options that it might go in the sideboard or like the considering pile for most Magda pilots, but yeah, competing with that 4 mana slot is kind of difficult. And the also fact like it's like if you don't have a non-creature spell because you draw 1 card every turn, um,
Yeah.
it's
It's a
tough.
deck. I'm not really sure like what other decks it like could kind of see play in. It's like a
Um,
really bad Timna Chrome clone. I guess you can have a second Timna. That's a flyer.
you could like copy an Obnixilis, right? Like it could be an Obnixilis card.
Yeah.
But the problem is that it's a legendary creature and it doesn't like. Oh wait, no, you could. Sorry, because it has the
No,
name.
it
Yeah.
can become a second
So
op.
like
Like, yeah.
you could maybe see this in Obnixilis just because like you cast Obnixilis, you cast this thing, you cast something that deals 1 damage, you look at 2 cards, and then you kind of go off with
Yeah.
that. But I am in this mindset that
Yeah.
trying to play cards that are the same mana value as your commander is kind of annoying. Like as a Sisay pilot, I'm playing all these 3 mana legends, and it's like cast this 3 mana legend or cast Sisay, and it's like kind of difficult sometimes. So I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah. It's like another card that's like nearly really, really good.
Um, yeah, Obnixilis and Magda, I think, are the only 2 cards that really care about this. Especially, I think it's like possibly playable in Obnixilis. I know that you play Obnixilis, so definitely tell me if I'm wrong. But I definitely see the
It's,
vision of
I
this being.
I probably wouldn't. It's
Yeah.
like this competes with it competes with Prosper. It competes with Casey Jones now because that's 4 mana.
There's is it 3 mana or 4 mana? The one that's like it's from the Spider-Man set. It's like red. It's like I don't know. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, do 1 damage.
Oh, that's 2 mana.
Oh, is it that card's busted?
Yeah.
That guy's
Shadow of
bro.
the Goblins
Yeah,
2
yeah.
mana.
That's crazy. That thing's 2 mana. That's insane, actually. Yeah. I don't have any other notes. Do you want to move on to another Magda card? Because again, Marvel have definitely got a Magda pilot employed over there.
Sure. Let's go. See 'em.
It's Hulk Smash. It's 1 and a red for an instant speed spell that has Teamwork 4. Teamwork is important, and I'll mention what it does. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may tap any number of target creatures you control with total power 4 or more. Choose one if the spell was teamworked, or if it was cast using teamwork, you choose both. Destroy target non-creature artifact. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature and opponent controls. So a couple of noticeable things here. It's really good at removing opposition agent, but also, and I didn't think about this till Doug told me, just because I didn't read it really, thinking about it, is that you tap creatures so you can instant speed without a car or like anything that crews, tap your creatures for treasures, which is like crazy tech. And it's as an additional cost, right? So if you cast this and it gets countered, you don't really care because you've already tapped your creatures for the treasures, which is super cool. I think this card's super sweet. It being able to remove opposition agent is super nice for Magda players, as that's like the one card that they're probably terrified about. I know that they care. Like I don't even know if they care about anything else these days, right? What do you think?
Yeah, well, like it destroys that. It destroys Curse Totem. It destroys disrupting the Disruptor Flute,
Oh
being like
yeah.
target non-creature artifact. The fact that it's like a bite instead of a fight. So it's like target creature deals damage. It doesn't actually fight. So you can use your Magda to kill like a 2 power creature because it won't die itself being 1 power. Unlike a lot of these other ones, they have to like fight. So Magda would end up dying. I think
Hmm.
like nichely enough that matters.
No, I think it very much matters because yeah, you definitely yeah, like you said, a bite is better than a fight for sure. Um, yeah, there's not a lot to talk about here, but I think this card is in Magda include. I don't know what it takes out, but it definitely just takes out a removal spell that they play, right?
There was actually one more of these types of effects that Doug told me. If you give me 1 second.
They both mono red. Of course they are. They're Magda cards. Never mind.
Okay, so yeah, jumping into like another teamwork ability, which is crossover collaboration, which has teamwork 2, which we just talked about, which is exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of your next turn. You may play these cards. If this spell was cast using teamwork, create a treasure token. This is like Magda's Jeska's Will baby brother, but kind of literally broken. It's like less mana, but it makes it treasure token, and it's only 2 cards instead of 3, but it makes it treasure token and also taps your dwarfs. This card's, I think, really, really cool. And it's an instant for 2 colorless mana and a red mana, which I forgot to say.
This is an interesting spell. You make treasures by tapping them to cast it. You exile the top 2 cards. Maybe you hit like a deflecting spot or something, and then also you make a treasure. So it's like this card's pretty disgusting, to be honest. 3 mana, tap all your creatures, make a treasure token is like, yeah, it is like you said, it's kind of nuts. I don't think Magda cares about the top 2 cards at all, ever, anywhere, ever. But definitely
Well, like,
really
they
sick.
play Jeska's Will, so, like, sometimes, yeah.
Oh, sure, sometimes, but like I think the main focus about this card in particular is the fact that you can
Yeah.
tap your creatures and stuff. It's a very sick card, that is.
Yeah. It's teamwork and makes a treasure token. So it's
Yeah,
like, theoretically, 3 mana make 3 treasures, which is, that's a Magda card.
yeah, for
And
sure.
then the next one, which is Alicia Master, Skilled Sculptor, which is a colorless and a red. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a treasure token. And then it has a Sense the Good ability, which is at the beginning of your end step, each player gains control of all creatures they own. So it's like Magna Protection if it gets Gilded Drake, and also if you cast a non-creature spell, you make a treasure token, which that's a Magna card.
Yeah, I don't. I'm very ummy about this. Like ummy, but I don't know. Is it? I guess like sometimes Magdas have like enough stuff and they're missing one treasure. This makes the extra treasure. It's just tough because it's like you're playing this creature that's not a dwarf, and it's also like at the get your gain control of your creatures is huge. I guess I've usually, and this is most of the time these days, no one's playing Gilded Drake because it usually gets cloned, and then it's a problem. I know that Magda has like one clone effect, and it's like the cursed mirror or whatever, but it's like I would if I was a Magda player, I don't care about this, but also I'm not a Magda player, so I don't know. This could go maybe in cEDH. Maybe the problem is that we like non-creature spells. Um, Yeah, I don't know. I have very low thoughts on this card, but again, I'm also not a Magda player. I think that the teamwork cards are more crazier than this thing, but also, like, again, at the beginning of, you get your Magda back, if that's taken, you move to combat, if you cast a card, you make a treasure token. It's cool. It's definitely, like, a playable card.
Yeah, 100%. And then jumping into, I believe he was talking about this card for Magda as well, but it's like this card is the most broken Sisei card.
Oh,
Well, I think it's ridiculously broken in Sisei. This card is beyond broken. Why does it tap for mana? Why does it untap a creature? Why is it legendary? Why does it have a red pip? It's Loki's Scepter, which is 2 colors and a red for a legendary artifact. And it's when Loki's Scepter enters, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap that creature. Until end of turn, it becomes a villain in addition to its other types and gains haste. So the important things is you can target your own creatures with this, it untaps them and they gain haste. And it also says tap, add 1 mana of any color. And I'm just going to let the Sisei guy talk for 15 minutes about why this card's good.
Uh so first of all, it being red is crazy. It being a legendary red permanent is nuts. Means that we can search it with Sisay. 3 mana is the perfect mana for us to kind of utilize a lot of the lines that we want to use for it. If it was like 4 mana, it's too expensive. If it's any cheaper mana cost, it probably never exists. If that makes sense. Um, I'm still working the lines, like working out the lines to try and make this thing win on my turn, or like win at instant speed. There's ways to do it with Savala. Obviously, you like the best combination that I've found so far is you Sisay is a 4/4. You activate Savala for 4 mana, or activate Savala for yeah. You activate Sisay with 4 mana from Savala, and then you go and get Loki Scepter, untap it, gain haste. You tap it for a green, now it taps for red. Hopefully, Sisay's a 5/5 now or a 6/6. There's a bunch of ways to really make this thing work really well. I just think this card's broken, to be honest. It also, like, something to notice is it gains control of target creature until end of turn. If you need to, you can pay 3 mana or to get opposition agent. Like, super interesting thing here is, like, if you know there's an oppo, you can, like, hopefully draw into this thing. You can't tutor for it, obviously, because there's an oppo, but, like,
Yeah.
you gain control of the
It
opposition
also
agent.
technically gives you like ways to find OBM at the end of the game. Like there's so many Thrasios piles, so many Kinnons. You can just like activate this, find one of them. You have infinite mana, draw your entire deck,
Yeah, oh
and then
yeah.
assemble like put a meal out, and then you can like flick a OBM like infinitely.
You can do a lot of crazy things with this card. I
Yeah,
think this card opens up the ability to kind of do nuts stuff. I think at the key point is that when you're Faber Elder Bloom tend to tap for green white blue. Because if it taps for green white blue, you have 2 lands, you activate to say you go and get this, untap it, now it taps for green white blue red. You then tap it for the black, activates to say again, you can go and get like Deadpool, swap the text boxes with the Faber Elder or the Bloom Tender, and now the Deadpool has 5 colors and taps for Wooburg. And then you can kind of like tutor for something else. You can go get Tyvar, use Tyvar to untap your Deadpool. You can tap the Deadpool. There's like crazy lines you can put together with this card. It all just depends if it's sorcery speed, instant speed, and what dork you have on the battlefield is really where this card gets even stronger, right? Um, I don't think you shouldn't. I don't think leaving the house without this card is the correct choice. I've been complaining about wanting red and black legendaries, and they gave me this. You know what I mean? I just think it's a really good card. I guess. Yeah, I couldn't talk about I could talk about this card like you said for 15 minutes on why it's good, but I'll keep it super short and sweet. This card's really good. Some pilots have taken Flash Thompson out and put this in. I think that's wrong, just because like Flash Thompson is a little different to Loki Scepter because Flash is a creature and Mill can blink it, where this is an artifact and you can't blink it with Flash. So that's my thoughts on that.
yeah, no,
Um,
I get that. Yeah,
yeah, that's my thoughts. If you're playing like Amanatu, it does like some crazy. You can like do some crazy stuff. I consider putting Sahili back in because you can like clone it and do some silly stuff with that as well. But again, that's like really like I don't want to put bad cards in to make other cards good. I just want all my cards to be good. So that's where this kind
yeah.
of it's definitely broken. I think this card's busted. I think that it's an automatic include. I don't know. Again, I'm still playtesting it to kind of find the perfect combination of lines. Like I've already figured them out. The one issue is the instant speed, like the instant speed Bloom Tender, or instant speed Faber Elder, just because with like Zavala, it makes more than 5, where they make 5, so you have to kind of go through like weirder loops. But I'd also make me consider putting in Court of Calling, because let's say you have you can like Court of Calling for Zavala and then get this thing. It's like kind of cool, but yeah.
Next card is Nico Minoru Runaway, which is a red legendary creature, human warlock hero. That is, whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, Nico deals 2 damage to each opponent. And then it has 2 and a red, tap, discard a card, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card, and you may cast this card without paying its mana cost. I don't think this card's very good, but I made a very funny list with just like massive red card. Every big like invoke the calamity Rise of the Eldrazi, the Ulamogs with cast triggers, all these big, insane spells, and just trying to free cast them. It is a very fun bracket 4 deck. I don't think it's good enough for cEDH, but it's like using that whole Raph and Mikey tech that like cast your commander, use a bunch of resources, and flip mass values.
I don't like this card at all. I no, I think my problem is that I would, if this said 1 damage, it's an Obnixilis card, right? It's Obnixilis because you casting stuff from your exile pile from Obnixilis, you feed like I think that's cool. The problem is it's 2 damage. It goes in. I don't know if you're like, I don't know, like I said, bracket 4. I'd play it probably my Realist just because that's how I win the game, is through like just casting spells over and over again. And when you -8 Ral or whatever, you cast those spells from exile, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot of thoughts about this card, to be honest. I don't think it's good. I like, you could play it for sure. You could definitely do some stuff with it, but I think if it was 1 damage, it's busted. So yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. Next card I think is like actually better, which is the Scarlet Witch, which is 2 colors and a red. Legendary creature, mutant warlock hero, which is a 2/3, and it's instant and sorcery spells you cast with mana value 4 or greater. Cost X less, which is X is the Scarlet Witch's power. I also made a list for this, where it's just like mono red storm, and you just have like a couple cantrips that boost its power. So now you're casting a big score for 1 red, so you're drawing 2 cards, making 2 treasures for 1 red, and all those types of effects, and just like, yeah, manually storm through your entire deck with like kind of the Ral plan, but in like mono red.
Did you say you cast a base score for 2 mana or 1 mana?
Whatever the
No, big score is the correct card. It's the 2 and 2 red. When you cast, you make 2 treasures and draw 2 cards. I just couldn't remember what mana
no
you said.
three colors and a red. I
Oh,
said
okay.
1 mana.
Oh,
Because
right, right.
you can boost, yeah, with cantrips. You boost her power and make everything free.
Oh, okay. I understand how this deck works now. Okay. In my mind, I was like, oh yeah, 4 mana spells and L2 mana. That's pretty cool. Whatever. But yeah, if you play cantrips and make her bigger, those spells get
Yeah,
reduced. But
yeah.
that
You
makes
use
sense. Okay.
the cave in thing that's like boost her power equal to the amount of mountains you have. That's like a free spell
Oh,
if
okay.
you sacrifice a
I
mountain.
haven't I haven't seen. I should have looked at the list. I know you sent it to me. I looked at it, went, wow, this is cool, and then closed it. Um, excuse me. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this definitely has legs for sure. Being able to cast your spells for like free is always good. I mean, like you said, being able to cast big score for 1 mana, make 2 treasures, and draw 2 cards or whatever it is seems pretty busted. Yeah, I fuck with this. I like this. I think it's good.
Yeah, 100%. Man, there's a lot of good red cards from this set.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. There's what, 12
maybe
red
I just
cards,
like
and then
red, so I look at a lot of,
like that
yeah.
could also
Everything
be it.
else is like 4.
Monocolored,
Uh,
multicolored is 9. So
yeah,
anyway,
yeah. The next one is the Vision and Scarlet Witch for a 2 colorless and 2 red. Legendary artifact creature, mutant hero. It's flying, and it's whenever you cast a spell, add red and put a 1/1 counter on the Vision and Scarlet Witch. The 1/1 counter I don't think matters too much in red, but this is a Bergie effect, and like you lose it through phases, but it's a Bergie effect. So it's going in my Rog Dargo, my Rograg Dargo list, but it's more expensive than Bergie. But it's cool. It adds
do,
a red, which is good.
do you need 3 effects though? Like what is it? What's his name? Vision? No, I keep thinking it's Vision, Assault and Battering. What's that guy's name?
Electro.
Yeah, Electro, Assault and Battering, and also Bergie. They both say that you don't lose mana as you go through steps and phases. Correct? It's like,
Yes. Electro only triggers on instants and sorceries though.
and this is whenever you cast a spell. So right, if you're in Dargo, so
Yes.
sure, you could argue that this thing's better. I don't know. You could definitely play it. I feel like obviously Bergie's way better. Electro's only instance and sorcery. So I guess you would take Electro out and put this in for your Rog Darko list. or even like your I guess it also replaces it in Dargo Rayhan as well, because you most of the time you're winning with Dargo. Yeah, okay, sure. Okay.
Yeah,
So I guess
I think it's a Doggo card.
yeah, I think this yeah, okay. Okay. I understand now. I see where the vision is for this. So yeah, okay. I don't yeah. I think it's fine.
The next one, which I think is a like really cool card, which is Thor Guardian Midgard, which is 3 colors and 2 red for a legendary creature, God Warrior Hero, and has flying. And it's whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards from the top of your library, and you may play those cards this turn.
Um
This is like this is like another whatever the adventure enchantment is that VV plays. It's the same as that,
I don't
but on a
even
creature.
I don't even know what card you're talking about, to be completely honest with you.
Virtue of Courage.
Oh, right. Yeah. Dude, I don't know. This thing's cool. It definitely goes in VV. It definitely goes in that Rebel Bowman card, like deck two for sure. These two cards. It's also like super unique that it's in red, because you can cast a Jessica's Will and hit this thing. Like you let's say you cast Jessica's Will for 6, or you make Jessica's Will for 5 or whatever. You then can cast it, and then you just like start popping off. Also, like VV makes mana just by casting spells, so like it's a curiosity effect, right? It's cool. I mean, not really. Curiosity, you draw them. With this, you exile them. So, like, yeah. I think this card's cool.
Yeah, 5 mana is a lot though, so I think that's the one downside.
Do they play Seething Song in VV? And, like, in RAL? I know they play it in RAL, but, like, if they're
I'm
playing.
sure. Yes, they definitely play it. Rebel Bowman plays it. I don't know about VV.
I feel like maybe you could get away with it. Like, I know that Seething Song is one card out of, like, the 99 of everything else, but, like, definitely could see this being a very powerful card, for sure.
This one, which is Vision of Love for a 1 colorless and a red instant, and it's you may sacrifice a card if you do draw 2 cards.
It's a RAL card. This is a RAL
This
card,
turn,
basically.
yeah, this is a Ral card. It's a 1 mana. This card will sacrifice an artifact, draw 2. 1 mana, draw 2, which is like 90% of Ral's game plan.
Yeah. It replaces one card from Rao. I was talking to the Rao guy on the weekend. He was like, "Yeah, it gets rid of this card because for whatever reason." So yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
it's like the one thing is it's not an additional cost discard card, so you don't get cooked if it gets counted. You're not down a card.
This is true
But yeah,
as well.
card's really good.
Yeah.
And then we got the last red card, which is Wakan, Young Avenger, which is 3 colors and a red for a legendary creature, Mutant Warlock Hero. There's a lot of them for a 3/3. And it's whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile the top card of your library. Until your next end step, you may play that card. I think this card like could have legs. It's just like another red storm, and it's any non-creature spell, exile the top card. So you're having like turns every single non-creature card in your deck into a cantrip.
You thinking about playing this in the command zone?
I don't know. I see legendary this can work as a commander. Like yeah, of course it sees play in like Rebel Bowman, probably in Rao, maybe 4 mana is a lot for Rao, so maybe VV. I don't know. I think this card's good.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely has legs for sure. I mean, being able to like whenever you cast a non-creature spell, exile the top. Yeah, so like I think any deck like this, any effect is really good. Just being able to like fill up your library, and also like a lot of exile. They were very heavy. Like you're playing from exile from this color pile. I wonder, like, you know what I mean? Every card that we've kind of read so far in red is like exile or whatever. So yeah, there's some cool tech from this deck. There's some cool stuff you can definitely do. Definitely, you don't. I don't know. Like again, same as that one, the one Prosper or whatever guy is excited about this card. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
cool. It's definitely playable. I feel like with a couple of pieces, you can definitely run away with the game. You have like a storm kill, like a storm killing artist, or you have like a Bergie, and then you have like a rebel bowman or whatever. You could just kind of like ping the table, but also like just exile the top card of your library if you're playing like 45 instants and sorceries or whatever, or like non
Yeah.
creatures. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then we're jumping into green. This first one being Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which has Teamwork 5,
It's an Italic card.
and it's I don't think this is an Atali card. This card sucks entirely. It's revealed the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. If this spell was cast using Teamwork, put any number of creature cards from among them onto the battlefield instead. Put the rest into your graveyard. This is a semi-blue card. This
Oh
isn't an
yeah,
Atali card.
okay,
This is a semi-blue card.
sure. How do you find the? I
this
guess
is
yeah.
this is a Dago Raihan card, I think, because I run 50 creatures or like 40 creatures in that deck.
Okay, yeah,
It's yeah,
it's cool.
I like this is a semi-blue card. It's you have a bunch of big creatures, you tap them, you make the 6 mana because you're playing semi-blue. That's all you can do is make mana, and you just put every creature from the 50 creatures you play in the 8. So yeah, I think it's good. Jumping into the next one, which is Mole Man Moloid Master, which is 2 colors and a green for a legendary creature, human villain, and it has the cool effect of you may play lands from your graveyard. And landfall, whenever a land you enters, create a 1/1 green minion lord. Whenever this creature, no, whenever this token attacks, you may mill a card. It's another kind of like Isotil Explorer, Crucible of Worlds type effect. It's a 1/1, which kind of sucks, but it like feeds your graveyard a bunch of cards if you're making multiple land drops a turn. With like this Isotil Explorer, it's like cool. You're like filling your graveyard, and then the next turn you swing a bunch and fill your graveyard more. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Uh, 3 mana for a 1/1 is like a lot. Plus, also like if you like the fifth, my thought behind all of this is that it's like if you're playing this in Lumra for some reason, right? You like mill a bunch of cards, you put all these things into play, you attack. Like you got to wait a turn and then attack and then mill a bunch of stuff. And it's like at that point, if you're already casting Lumra and you're milling and you're doing all that Lumra type of stuff, I just for some reason personally feel like this is an extra side quest of what most of those landfall decks want to do. Maybe you know what I mean. It's okay. The problem is also
Yeah,
is like it doesn't have any. It doesn't Nissa like the mono green card doesn't want it because it's not an elf or elemental. The like what's the 5 color one? The Wandering
yeah.
Minstrel doesn't care about it. I don't know.
It's missing like make an extra land drop with the card, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think for 3 mana, I want to have an extra land drop, especially like because I Still Explorer says you can have an extra land drop, and it's 4 mana.
Yeah,
And
it's four. It's 4 mana. Yeah,
and it's also a 2/4, so it's like not gonna die to Orcish Bowmaster.
yeah,
I feel like this is a very heavy casual card. Like it'd be cool to have this in the
yeah.
command
This
zone,
is
but
great in like your casual, casual landfall deck, man.
yeah,
It's cool as. We got like another Mole Man card,
we
which
like
is
that.
Return of the Mole Man is back. Which for 1 colorless and a green is landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you may mill 2 cards. Which I think this effect in like a Wandering Minstrel could be playable because they play Hedron Crab,
Oh yeah,
which is like the same thing. They mill themselves 3, and then it has the ability for like 5 colors and a green, which is a ridiculous amount of mana. Sacrifice this enchantment, create X 1/1 green minion tokens called named Moiloid, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard, and they have whenever this token attacks, you may mill a card, activate only as a sorcery. Like maybe this is cool. Like make a bunch of mana, you've milled yourself a bunch, sacrifice it, make a bunch more mill, feed your graveyard even more. I don't know. Card's nearly good.
yeah, you had me at the mill landfall bit, and then you lost me when you started talking about trying to pay 6 mana in this in CDH.
But yeah,
I
I
do.
think like the top ability is like nearly good enough.
So I don't disagree with you at all. The only downside is that Hesian Crab's a creature which gets is heavier or harder to interact with, where this is a non-creature, so it gets countered.
Bro,
But
if someone's wasted a
a counter
force of
spell.
negation on this, go for it, bro.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, okay. This could possibly be played. Like I said, you had me at the mill when the landfall thing, and then you lost me when the six. I think this could also be a Lumra card. This is a Lumra card, I think, for sure, the top landfall bit,
Yeah,
because it's like cast Luma. The stuff gets milled, the stuff comes back, and then you've also like milled extra stuff, and then you can like sack Luma. Or is it a Gitrog card? Because Gitrog cares about cards going to the graveyard.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what a get wrong card is. That
You
deck
play,
confuses me,
you play.
bro.
Okay, so you play like you play fetch land, which triggers this. You mill 2 lands, Gitrog triggers, and then you draw 2 cards. But if you have Dakmor salvage, you can like do the dredge thing. Maybe this is. I
Yeah.
have a feeling this could be a Gitrog card. First of all, I don't know what. I don't even know. I know 2 cards in Gitrog: the Dakmor salvage and that dumb wolf. Right, that's it. Oh, in the
I
snake.
know
That's those are the 3.
they have a discard outlet, whatever
Yeah,
one it is,
yeah,
guaranteed or
yeah.
whatever it
It's the
is.
wolf. It's the wolf. The wolf. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, so like maybe it's a Gitrog card. I don't know. I know Doug played Gitrog for like 5 minutes, so I'll see if he thinks it is. But um,
And then the next card, I'm gonna let the Sisek go talk about this card.
this is my card of the set. This is my card of the set. This is Chung-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. It's 1 and a green for a legendary creature, human, warrior, hero. You may activate abilities of creatures you control though they had haste. So it's a Tyvar ability there. And then it has tap, add 2 mana of any 1 color. Spend this mana to activate abilities of creatures only. So, first thing, importantly, it is a 2 mana legendary creature. Tick. Right? You may activate abilities of creatures you control so they have haste. So it's really good in that sense because the only abilities that we had that did this was Tyvar in the 4 or 3 mana other dude, the Chainer, which sucks. I'm not playing that.
Trainer.
Yeah,
Four
right.
mana.
I'm not playing that card. And then you can. It's basically a mana dork for Sisay. It's tap, make 2 mana, which I'll get to other things it does in a minute here. But for Sisay's perspectives, it like activate Sisay, reduces the amount of like dorks or lands you need by having this. Plus, it gives you stuff instant speed. So if you have this on the battlefield and you go get Savala, Savala has pseudo haste, and you have a spare mana available. Usually, you're using green. Like I said, the reason you use green is if you tutor Savala and you've activated Sisay, you have a spare green to activate Savala. The only downside to this is that I wish, and this is me being super greedy, it was 2 mana of any color. That'd be cracked. It would have to be like 4 more mana to be that. But I want my steak to be juicy and I want my lobster to be extra buttery. It's how it is.
Yeah, no, this card's insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy, right? It makes it's also like dude, on last Monday, really broken, funny enough, is I had Ruby, I had Chung-Chi, I had Sisay, and I had Irith in hand. So I tapped Ruby and I tapped Chung-Chi for like whatever mana. I then cast Irith, used Irith because it has pseudo haste, untapped both Ruby and Chung-Chi, and I managed to tutor on like turn 2 or turn 3 or something like that. This
Yeah, and
card
then
being
find Marvin.
I think I had. Well, no, I went and got. I think I went and got Savala because I had an extra mana available or something.
Why didn't you just get Marvin? With Marvin, Iris, and Shang-Chi, you make infinite Sisay mana.
Hey, did you know there's a combo with this card if you have Marvin, Iris, and Chung-Chi, where you can make infinite.
Did you not realize that, bro?
No, I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about it at all, which is crazy.
Bro.
So this card's busted. Thank you for listening. No, but like I said, this card's cracked. But also, man, I didn't know about that. That's crazy. Oh, I feel so dumb.
Bro.
It's
infinite Sisay activation.
I only have enough space in my brain, Riley. All right. It's either forget
Bro,
people's birthdays
you
or
gotta...
remember Sisay lines. All right.
Well, this replaces Isika in that combo and also gives the haste for all 3 pieces.
Right. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. I've dude, this game's so complicated. I gotta try and remember so much shit. Sorry. Anyway, okay, cool. Card's busted. All right, let's move on. We've established that I'm bad at Magic, and this card's really good.
Yeah, the next one is the unbeatable Squirrel Girl, which for 1 colorless and 3 green pips, you get a legendary creature, Squirrel Human Hero, which is a 4/4. And then it has the abilities. Do you like squirrels?
Wait, is that what it
Whenever
actually
the
says?
unbeatable Squirrel Girls enters, Yes, two squirrels. Whenever the unbeatable squirrel girl enters or attacks, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token, and that has the ability I love squirrels, which for 1 and 3 green, you create X 1/1 green squirrel tokens where X is the number of squirrels you control. They made Krenko a squirrel girl, and he doesn't need to tap. Uh, this card, with like a lot of the cards printed lately, is like very, very easy to go like infinite. You get like a Cryptolith Right or an Enduring Vitality, or like even like Supportive Parents works, and you just like hit critical mass of squirrels and you make infinite squirrels. And like this works with Shang-Chi. This can add like 2 green to activate the ability to like start the combo. This card's disgustingly good. I think it can actually make a really, really solid mono green commander.
It what do you do with all the scrolls though, right? Like, isn't that the problem?
You cast code crossroads and you beat face with 1,000,000 1/1s,
Oh, right, okay.
or
I mean,
you
like,
sack them to alter, or you have alter the brood out and you mill everyone out, or you have alter the dimension and you make infinite mana.
okay, I guess you could do that. Hang okay, because I knew about the whole like how to make infinite squirrels with the haste and the enduring vitality or whatever, right? I just didn't know like where the direction of this deck was going. But if it's like just your generic like, oh, here's a altar of dimension, you mill your deck out or whatever. I mean, that's cool. It's kind of cool. I wonder like, I don't know, is it better than the cabbage merchant in regards to like mono green though? You know what I mean? Like I know that, I don't know, maybe it's cool. It's
It's like
probably
green just keeps getting good cards, so like it's probably good. Right. Jack is lost. He's still thinking about Shang-Chi.
yeah, I'm still thinking about the Shang-Chi combo. Um, no, I just don't have a lot of thoughts about this because it's like it does one thing, it does it really well, and that's it, right? If you have if you have a haste
Yeah.
enabler, it's like you need so much stuff. It's like you need your commander, you need an haste enabler, you need the sack outlet or whatever, and you also need like yeah, the mana tapper, the sack outlet, the haste enabler, and something else, your commander, right, or whatever. So it's just like 4 or 5 cards to win the game in mono green. It's just like there are other things that I rather do, but some people might find it enjoyable. Like I know Curtis was talking about putting this thing together,
Well,
but I don't know.
yeah. It's like nearly good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right.
Every other card in this set except for Shang-Chi. It's like nearly good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Jumping into the next card, which is also a squirrel, we got Tippy Toe Terrific Partner. For 3 colorless and a green, you get a legendary creature, Squirrel Hero. That's a 2/4, and it says if you would create one or more tokens, instead create those token plus an additional food token. This is a card for Cabbage Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all those like Artifact Matters decks. I forgot what Chatterfang says, but I'm pretty sure it goes in Chatterfang as well.
It does probably go in Chatterfang because it's the same thing. If you were to create a token, you create that many in as well, plus in a squirrel token. It's how you make like infinite with War and Soul Trader, which
Yeah.
you couldn't go infinite with War and Soul Trader here because it makes it food token. But interesting enough, this card's like really good in Garbage Merchant because as long as you make 3 foods per turn, which like sometimes you can always like net a card out of it, right? Because it's like at the beginning of your never mind, it's your end step. Scrap that. I missed the orbit. This card's good. Use
Yeah,
it like
reading the card.
explains the card. I know
Says card.
you tap 2 foods to sack a food to draw a card. That's okay. I do feel like you're just making a bunch of food, which is good because that's probably what
Yeah,
the
but
deck wants to do.
it's a token doubler for Cabbage Man. Someone casts a non-creature spell, that's now 2 foods for that makes a mana for Cabbage Man.
Oh, look, I completely agree with you. I think this card's
Yeah,
fine. It's a cabbage merchant card. I just wanted to see if I could make it any better for like other decks, but it's clearly just a cabbage merchant card.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And again,
And it's a really good casual card for like all the token food
oh
decks.
yeah, the casual cards beaten good. The last like 3 sets is always like if you make a food, do something else, or if you make a token, make a food, or something like.
Yeah.
I have my Michelangelo and Raphael deck still sitting here, and like every set I have to add like 35 new cards to the sideboard because it's like what else are we, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's in Japanese, I can't read it. Never mind. Um
And then we have the final green card, which this card it's like nearly so good for Itali, man. I don't know what to say. We have World War Hulk for 3 colors and 2 green. I only really care about the first chapter of the saga. It says the next red or green creature spell you cast this turn can be cast without paying its mana cost. That says use 5 mana to cast an Atali for 0 mana.
is do you
uh,
play Gaia's Cradle in Italy now?
Still no. Yeah, no, this card is like nearly really, really good. The biggest downside obviously is 2 green. Like I'm definitely gonna test it out. I actually have to like play Atali to test it out, which like I haven't been doing because bro, everyone just mind brain traps me at the local store and like they don't let me have fun and it's really unsad. And if you're listening to this or don't play counter spells because you're boring and cringe.
This is where we need to get people on the show that don't know about Atali or don't care about your Atali, and they cool gameplay coming soon, hopefully.
Yeah, no one knows about Atali, guys. It's
So
dinosaur tribal. Don't worry about it.
I think like a couple of interesting things to note here, and I know that we've talked about this because this card was also spoiled like 8 years ago. At this point, 2 green pips is kind of hard in your deck. You can kind of go like land, mana vault, like Chrome Mox, and you still need more stuff to cast this thing. Where it's like kind of like your deck is set up to cast a lot of red spells, like Hellkite Tyrant, right? The amount of times we've seen you cast a turn 1, turn 2 Hellkite Tyrant, or whatever the Hellkite Corso, whatever it is, the dragon that
Yeah,
puts your
also.
commander into play. Uh, this kind of it does the same thing, but 2 green pips suck. You need like Elvish Spirit Guide, Chrome Mox, a green card, and like a Mana Vault, right? There's definitely hands that could give you this turn 1 Atali, turn 2 Atali, but it's also kind of like, do you want to have to take out cards that already guarantee you an Atali to maybe get you an Atali? I don't know. Do you think? I think what I'm trying to ask here is, do you think you're going to make alterations to the deck to make getting green easier, or are you just going to full send it?
I think I put open the omen paths in
Yeah,
and put this card in. A lot of like Atali players were already on open the omen paths. It's a 3 mana make 2 red, 2 green. But like even then, like that still doesn't cast this card, which is like really sad. Or like Metamorphosis is also like a card that you would probably play.
I
I
think
don't
so.
think. Bro, I hate cards that like suck to flip on Atali. Like
For sure.
that's how I've made the list. And like it's a funny flip because like you just like pass turn and the next turn you now have like a 10/10 trampler commander, and then like worst comes worst you just like flip it and then you have this what like you double its power being like a total you got this like 24/24 trample infect dinosaur that like I don't think anyone's able to like actually have enough toughness to block that. But
I don't think we care about the 2 other sagas. If you're getting to that point, you haven't won the game yet, which is like an interesting thing. I'm curious, right? So like obviously we're talking about casting Atali on. Oh, I guess it's like weird, right? Because it's like if you let's say you cast Atali, right? You do the regular Atali, you cast Atali, you flip 3 cards, and then you hit this, right? If you put it at the very top of the very I want it to be cast last so that the next red card you cast is like if you hit like a Diabolic Intent, you could sack a Tali, go to a card like Food Chain or something like that, and then you cast a Tali because it's free or something like that. I do think this is an interesting card. Like, let's say you remove the aspect
you
of.
do still need to pay command attacks
Okay, so
is the one
it'd
thing.
be 2 mana for an
It'd be
Atali.
the 2 mana Atali, yeah.
Okay, so that is interesting.
Which
Definitely
is like still really good.
for sure.
This card is like yeah, it's nearly really really good. I think 5 mana is all for it. The 2 green sucks. If it was like 4 colors and a green, I think this card's better. If it was just like 4 mana in total, I think this card gets like very very dangerous. Because at that point you could go like land birds and then turn to its like just like ancient tomb and you have enough mana.
Sure. Think
Yeah,
like
this
I
card's like nearly really really good.
think also like this might go on my Dragon list. I'm not sure. Like 5 mana cast Dragon.
Bro, this card's crazy. Bro, you ever seen a 5 mana Progenesis? Whatever the like 12 mana thing is?
Oh, true. Or
Because
like a
it's green.
yeah, yeah. Does it? No, it doesn't win you the game with Tiamat, but it like almost puts Tiamat to win the game, I guess. Wait, Tiamat's 5 colors
Yeah, well,
maybe.
it like cast. Yeah,
Tiamat 5 colors?
I
Oh,
was just like
6 mana.
thinking about the. Yeah, I think this card's crazy. Like the big stompy. What is it? Like the Galta that puts like every creature from your hand into play.
Oh yeah.
It also casts my Apex Devastator for free if it's in my hand. So if I have Apex Devastator in my hand and I flip this, that's a free Apex Devastator. I'm never gonna say no to that. That card's so good. But yeah, that's green. Green has some like really cool cards. I think Shang-Chi is probably one of the best cards in the format that was printed. Like especially in Sisei, that card is ridiculous, and I
It's
think
not
it's like a
just
time card as well. Like it's
yeah.
ridiculous in time because they
I
already
was
play 5R.
talking to one of the Toowoomba players and was like, can't wait for Katie to put it in time and absolutely crush us with it. So definitely, definitely like a because this is the thing, right? It's really good in Sisei. Like we can use it really well. The difference is like Thrasios is colorless mana. Um, Time is colorless mana. Any creature that has an activated ability that has colorless as an activated ability is really good. Like Kennen probably plays it. I don't know if Kennen plays it just because it's a human. If you like want to try and flip into something and you hit this thing instead of something else, it kind of feels horrible because you can't put it into play because it's a human. But I still think Kennens play it because it's 2 mana. It makes 3 mana. You tap it, makes 3 mana, which reduces the amount of
Yeah,
activation mana you need to activate Kennen, which is crazy. I do, yeah. I think this card might be, as of right now, it's my number one green card of this of
yeah. There's
2026.
also like funny tech with it with like Badgermole Cub and with like being in Kinnan is like you change it there, it adds the Kinnan mana and also adds the Badgermole Cub mana. So it
Oh
adds a
yeah.
normal green as well as tapping for it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I was talking to Curtis, and I was like, "Oh wow, this card's crazy." So yeah, I definitely think this card's cooked.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. But yeah, that's green cards. And let's jump into multicolor cards.
oh yeah,
This
my
first one, like I'm not sure where it lives, but I'm sure this card is really good in a deck. It's Armor Wars, which is another like enchantment saga for 2 colors, a blue and a red. And the first one is you may draw a card for each artifact you control. If you do, each opponent draws a card, which like it draws your opponents a card. But in a deck where you have like you've spit out 20 artifacts, it's 4 mana draw 20. Like
yeah. Do
maybe is this like a Joyra card?
No, I think I 100% agree with you. I think it's a Joyra card. I think it only gets played in Joyra. The rest of the effects I'm reading, I don't know if it's playable. Artifact spells you cast this turn cost 1 less to cast. Jorah doesn't care about that because she casts them for free anyway. This saga deals X damage to target opponent where X is the greatest mana value
Mana
among
value.
artifacts you control. So
So
both of
that
those,
doesn't really
yeah,
matter.
both of those are trash. But I think the first
It's
one,
like the artifact cheapener also matters, I guess. Like it's technically a backup piece for like sensei stop combos. Like you don't need.
oh sure, yeah, okay, actually that's super interesting. Because
So this
I
could be like a Narset card or something like I don't know. Like,
No, I think something to notice here is that artifact spells you like the artifact spell thing. It doesn't say until end of turn, so that's like something really massive to point out. There is that it is just a continuous effect. I'm not sure it would be until the saga goes away, but between turns two, like between sagas 2 and 3, you have the ability to like maybe put a win into play with like a sensei's top combo or something like that, because again you've just drawn 35 cards with the first ability, so it's actually super interesting. I know that like drawing your opponent's cards is bad, but also it's 1 versus 40 or like 10 or whatever.
yeah,
It does like
yeah,
hose you if they
and
have
you're
Orcish
like
Bowmaster though. Like that's the one
yeah,
downside.
like you're not playing it in the deck where like this is gonna draw you 3 cards. You're playing it in the deck where this is gonna draw you 10 cards, and
Yeah.
like 10 cards to 3 cards, but that's not much. I would take that rate.
Well, yeah, the concept of like why wheels are bad is you're drawing 7 versus 21. This is you're drawing 10 versus 3. So I completely agree with you with what you mean by that. So yeah, I think this card's very playable. Maybe in Joyra, maybe Iron Man, maybe. But again, they're kind of doing a little bit of a different tech thing. They're never casting the artifacts, so that second thing never
Yeah,
matters. I don't know. And you never want to draw the artifacts because you want to tutor them for free. So maybe just the Joyra, maybe.
yeah. the one Joyra player, this is a card for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think there's like two. There's like two. uh,
uh, the next one, I believe you have this card in CISA at the moment, which
I
is
took it out.
Black Widow, uh, Agile Avenger. Okay, this is a Winota card. uh, it's a legendary creature, human spy hero with menace. It's a 2/2. And whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on Black Widow and you draw a card. This is like nearly Fairy Mastermind in Boros,
So
which I think if you're in like low colors Boros, you play this card because it draws cards and you can't draw cards in those colors.
correct. So there's a reason that I took this out. I took Black Widow out and swapped it for Basim. The reason was because I put Loki Scepter in, and I didn't want to have heavy red, no black. So like that's why.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I think this card's very playable in Sisei. Menace is huge. It being a Menace is huge because of like Derevi stuff. It doesn't come up very often, but when it does, it's crazy tech. And then obviously the card draw is great, but also if you have this on the battlefield for long enough, it gets huge, and then you make a bunch of mana with Savala. Again, very minor parts of detail, but I do like this card. Like I said, the reason I'm not on it is because I am playing Basim instead, just because it is a black blue versus red white. But I have Loki Scepter as the red pip. Um,
Yeah.
you yeah, you could get
I
away
think
with
there's like
both.
one other point where like this card is good in, I guess you need to be in Jeskai because you can run this and King T'Challa. So if
Mhm.
someone draws their second card, this triggers King T'Challa. T'Challa triggers drawing you two cards, which then triggers King T'Challa and Black Widow. So it's like someone else draws a card, you draw what, four cards? No, this doesn't trigger on yourself. You draw three cards
Yes,
total.
this and King T'Challa, and we'll get to him in a minute. Those two were also like very much like why I was playing both of them, but I wanted the Basim for the black. But I do think that if you don't care about Basim or you have a spare slot, I could probably fit Black Widow back in. I probably will. Um, this card's very good. Plus King T'Challa, like you said, you draw 3 to 4 cards. I don't know if there's any deck in Jeskai that wants both of these, but if they make something that's like that, that might be
It could be a roguish ice slot part first.
it.
It
Maybe.
says draw a card on it. The next one we're jumping into is Captain America Living Legend. For one colorless, one white, and one blue, we have a legendary creature, human soldier hero, who is a 3/4 with vigilance. And he has, whenever a creature you control becomes tapped during your turn, if it's the first time that creature has been tapped, this turn, untap it. This card, bro, I'm so glad this isn't Simic. I don't want to see this in Rogue Thras.
Um, Bro, they just went and played Yoshi Thrash. Tyler, one of the guys that I local for,
Yeah,
put
yeah. He
Rogsai.
threw Rograk in the bin, bro.
Yeah, he threw Rograk in the trash and went and got Yoshimaru.
And he cooked me with it on Monday. He beat my ass with it, bro.
I told you, brother. I believed in the Yoshimaru when no one else did. I think
I
you and I
also
actually.
did,
Yeah, I was about
bro.
to say. I'm pretty sure you and I both believed in the Yoshimaru when no one else did. Um, to be fair, Yoshimaru is like I don't really understand why people weren't playing that deck. People were, but not as many. Everyone was on that like Rog Thrash train. Anyway, so I originally, man, this card got revealed the same day we went to Commandageddon, and watching all of the Thrasios players lose their absolute marbles was great. Playing this in Sisei, I spoke to a couple of pilots and they said the same thing pretty much as I did. We want to be activating at instant speed, not on our turn. There is a lot of cases where I have one on my turn with like certain effects. This does feel like a win more in Sisei, but in Yoshi Thras, this card is cooked. If you make your guys cradle a creature with Badger Mold card, you tap it twice. Basically, any creature that you tap twice for. I like this card a lot. I think it's really good. It could also it's just problematic to be honest, and it's an uncommon, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I made a list with this guy as the commander, and I called it the jankiest mill deck that like ever existed.
Oh, because of like the orb and stuff.
Of the like petitioner that you can
Oh
run multiple.
right, yes. The yeah
Yeah.
the
So I was just giga tapping him and untapping them, and I was just milling people for 12 at a time. And like it's a list that I'm like, man, should I bring this to the jank event? Because man, it jank. It is jank.
And they probably play it in casual. Someone would probably do that in the casual list, right? Where you like
Yeah,
basically
bro.
just
It's
yeah.
like bro, I love middle. I would play this list in casual. You can just run Thrumming Stone and you can run 40 of the persistent petitioners. That's all I'm about. I'm
Hell
all
yeah.
about Mill. I want Mill to be good in CDH, but it sucks. And I can't beat Tim with Mill because he runs a Shuffle Titan, and that's upsetting.
Yeah, well, no, I again, like I said, Yoshimaru loves this. You love this in casual for your mill deck. Do we want to talk about your commander that you played for the gameplay video? Because I think this one's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so we have Crystal Inhuman Princess, which is for 1 red and a green, we get a legendary creature, Inhuman Noble Hero, which is a 2/3. You have a flyer, and it's whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Crystal deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of colors that spell is. I think this deck, out of all the new commanders, is the one that can be built in so many different ways. The way like I built it, because I'm turbo build and a degenerate, I built Twiddle Storm. So you run the like 5 curiosity effects, and I'm on like 35 twiddle effects. And it has like multiple like 2 card combos in it with like Isochron Scepter, Dramatic Reversal, killing the table, and same with like Retraction Helix and Surveillance Cam also like kills the table. This deck, it's good. It's like you just like turn 2 Crystal, turn 3 Curiosity, win the game. uh Very similar to like VV in that, like yeah, you don't have as much mana, but you have like consistent mana. So like you use the twiddle effects to just like untap Crystal over and over. And every time you do it, you draw 3 cards. It's ridiculously good. I think you can also build it in just like a. Do you know the old like Thrasios Zavio Curiosity lists
Yeah,
that like I think were played ages? I think this can be just like a full control Curiosity list
you
because you track
could.
Curiosity on it, and every free counter spell you draw 3 cards, and it's not limited to like once per turn like Vile Smasher was. I think like you can build it like that. I think you can build it with like all the Bergie effects and like Stormkill Artist effects. You can run it as like a Jeskai Ascendancy deck. There's literally so many ways I think you can build this deck, and bro, it's fun, man. I've like this deck has been so fun to play.
I think personally, I think you built this to its to. I think you built this the right way. I don't know if the Thrasios File Smasher like Curiosity Control is this deck's particular playstyle. Just because like I feel like the way you've built it is the way that it should be played. Just like if anything, you just throw Jesky's Ascendancy in the deck to make your stuff more consistent, make more mana that way, make it a little bit easier for you to win the game. Um, I think you've built this exactly how this deck wants to be played, and it's pretty pretty good. It's great. I think this deck's great. You pretty much showed the power of what it can do by showing multiple multiple win opportunities, multiple win chances, whatever the right correct word is. Especially like you cast Affinity at 9 instant speed, and all your stuff is instant untappers, so you can just win over the top of someone, which is pretty sick. I don't think Curiosity Control is the way to go with that, because the way that deck used to be is used to just be like you said, Curiosity Control. You cast a counter spell, draw a card. Where like you could do it. The only problem is that you like reduce the amount of wins you have. You win with like Underworld Breach as like your only win condition, right? Because you like don't have a Thrasios
Yeah.
to draw your deck. You can make cannon. You can have cannon and make infinite mana, put your creatures into play. But it's also like, is that good? Yeah, I
Well,
think you
it's like
built it the right way.
I still think you run like the 2 combos, so you still run like Surveillance Camp, Retraction Helix,
Sure, you
and you
could.
still run like Dramatic Isochron Scepter, and like just do it that way. And it's like you just like control the board, kind of like the like Rogish Eye plan. Like I can't lose the game. I'll draw most of my games and maybe win 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, you could, like I said, yeah, I think you can do that. I think that that is a more boring way to do this. I think you've done it the fun way and the most powerful, to be completely honest.
Yeah, bro. I take so many game actions, man. It's so fun.
Yeah, watch me spend 4 hours making sure that each card was in line where it was supposed to be in our gameplay. It was good. Definitely worth checking it out. I think that gameplay that we did was actually really great. 3 solid games. Definitely worth checking them out if you haven't already. There was some cool stuff, some crazy shenanigans. Like I said, check it out.
Yeah, 100%. And like, if like you want to reach out and talk about this deck, I'll talk about it all day because this deck is fun, man. And I don't know, yeah, this deck is good. Like it is, it makes game actions, and making game actions is fun. And weirdly, I think there's like a little bit of tech to having so many untapped twiddle things,
Hmm.
where like you can help. Like you're not a control player, but hey, I can untap your dork or your artifact, and now you have a blue mana for an offer you can't refuse to stop the Rogsai. Like you can be like, hey, if you need a mana, I can give you a mana.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess you could do that for sure.
But yeah, deck is fun. I would really, really recommend playing Twiddle Storm because
Mm.
it's good. It's good. On Monday, I think I played 7 games of it and I won 5 of them. Like,
Yeah, I guess like the one downside to this deck is it's commander dependent. It's commander dependent, right? So the second the commander's gone, it makes your life a little bit harder. I guess also like you got to mulligan a
oh,
little heavier for whatever. So
you also get hosed by OBM.
oh yeah,
Like
yeah, that too.
absolutely hosed.
Yeah, cool. Draw 3, deal 3 to your commander. Oh, it's dead now. Cool.
Yeah.
Um,
uh, next one we have up. If you have like nothing else for Crystal,
no, it's good. I'm happy to move on.
yeah, we have King T'Challa, which we talked about a little bit before. Which for one colorless, white and a blue, we have a legendary creature, Human Noble Hero, which is a 3/2 with flash, and it's whenever a player draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. This like is a 3 mana fairy mastermind, but it also triggers on your draws. It also has the ability where you can pay 4 mana, a white and a blue, to transform and flip it as a sorcery. Which you have like a flash double striker, which has prevent all damage dealt to Black Panther, and whenever it would deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. If the backside also had like the front side thing, so it can proc itself, you draw a card, maybe like you flip it, but I don't think there's a world you ever flip it. Because yeah, it's like a 3/3 double striker that draws 2 cards. So it's like King T'Challa already draws you cards. I don't know.
Unless you like have 6 mana
I
with
think this card.
Sisay and you need to like 6 mana with Sisay or Derevi, you flip it, attack, get the double strike to untap 2 permanents. But also that doesn't seem very good.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. But yeah, this card's really good. The front side's really really playable. I think in the 99, if you're in like Azori's colors, you play
Yep.
it. I don't think
Uh,
there's really a reason like not to. They already want to draw cards in that color, so like why not play another thing that draws cards?
yeah. There's only like one noticeable thing that T'Challa and Fairy Mastermind have, like, and it's very minor, by the way, when I say this. It's like Fairy Mastermind is technically a win condition because of its activated ability. If you have like 2 Smothering Tithes and Fairy Mastermind out, or like there's the weird Sisay stuff that you can do with like get the Soul Cauldron and stuff. I know that I'm being very pedantic, and I'm being pedantic on purpose. Is that it is like I know that they are very much Fairy Mastermind like, but I definitely feel like they're 2 significantly different cards, right?
Yeah, yeah, get you. Like 100%, and like it's not a this doesn't win the game like with a like infinite mana
Yeah,
where Fairy
right.
Mastermind does.
It's like I think you play both. I think that I've seen a couple of people. I guess this is why I'm bringing it up. I've seen a lot of people go, "Oh, we can cut Fairy Mastermind now." I'm like, no, you still keep Fairy Mastermind in. You just play this as well. And I think that they're very good
Yeah,
together. Same with like Black Widow, like we were talking before. If you have those 3, you're making so many. You have so many card draws now. I think that it's just an extra addition to those decks. Like I don't know if Tim Necrom probably plays this. It's just like it's worse than Fairy Mastermind because it's not a flyer, right? Then it's a 3/2. But again, a lot of
yeah,
people, not a lot of people are like taking damage. I mean, like in our meta, you like have to like not attack at all because there's like 45 10-1s on the battlefield. But yeah, I really like this card. It's
yeah,
going. It went instantly in Sisay. The fact that I'm drawing cards with it, it has flash. It's a blue white legendary. There's so many cool things with this card.
yeah,
I think it's great.
100%.
You also built a really cool
I did.
commander deck too.
Yeah, I made just like a very, very like control heavy like Azorius list. Kind of like reminded me of like Shorokai, I guess, like less like all in on your commander. You're not playing all of the untap effects and like the artifact matters cards like you are in Shorikai. And like I think it has legs as just like a super control heavy commander. There's like some funny tech where like Arcane Denial becomes like a good counter spell because they draw two cards, you draw a card, that triggers your T'Challa to draw you a second card, which then triggers T'Challa to draw you a third card. So it's like 2 mana, draw three, counter a spell. Just kind of funny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and you're in like the best control colors. You have all the silences. You have Blind Obedience with Hullbreaker Horror, which is like just like a really good way to win the game. It gets around one ring. You get to play like the Rest in Peace effects, which are like really good into like the breach heavy decks. It's good.
Yeah, sorry, I don't really have a lot of notes about this card in particular, other than the fact that I think it's really good. If you're in these colors, there's not a lot of excuses you have for not playing it. 3 mana, has flash, draws you cards. I mean, again, it doesn't have flying, it doesn't have the activated ability of Pharaoh Mastermind, but again, it's just like such a cool card. I haven't personally been able to play it yet, like I haven't drawn it in Sisay, but I mean, again, like we're in Ristic Slop meta. You know, let's say that there's a Timnacrom, there's a Broggish Eye, and you have this in your hand, you're feeling pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like nearly makes the hand keepable because you're like, man, I'm gonna draw a lot of cards with this.
Yeah, exactly. Cards that are good on their own, which this card's incredible on its own, are like good, and then you introduce like a lot of people want to draw cards. It's half what our format is drawing cards. You like in Ristic Study wasn't banned, so like that's good.
Yeah, so that makes this card better. I think if Ristic Studies ban, this card gets worse.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, 100%. Ready to jump on the next one?
I think so. Yeah.
Uh, this is a very interesting card. I looked at this card. I didn't think it was very good. Uh, like shout out to Alex. He wants to make it in casual, and we talked quite a bit about like how to make it work in CDH. We have Scientist Supreme of Aim. For one blue and one black. So it's a 2 mana, 2 pip commander, which is like really cool. You get a legendary creature, human scientist villain that's a 2/2. And you have pay 2 life, copy target activated or triggered ability you control from an artifact source. You may choose new targets for the copy, and then you can only activate during your turn and once each turn, which like kind of sucks. If you could activate it like once per artifact, it would be really cool. But I think the two major things that you can copy is you can copy the One Ring triggers to like draw cards equal to the burden counters.
Mm.
And then you can also copy Wishclaw Talisman, which is really strong. So there's technically a way. If you have like a key, you can use all three tutors from Wishclaw Talisman if you have 3 mana up. Or no, 2 mana up. Activate Wishclaw, copy it with this, untap it with the key, and activate it again. Which, if you
Uh
are triple tutoring, you're winning the game.
Yeah, and also like you're in Demir, so you like have like unironically the best win condition in the format. Plus you're playing blue, so you have all your control pieces. This card definitely seems pretty interesting. The One Ring is nice, being able to copy that trigger. You obviously is there any other cracked, crazy activated or triggered abilities of artifacts that we have in this format? Like obviously the One Ring,
It's
Witchclaw, like what else?
um funnily and like I guess it you can just like natural kill 2 people with like Aetherflux Reservoir with
Oh
what
yeah.
53 health, I guess. Like for 2 on 1 health, you can kill 2 people.
I guess so.
Um
I'm just trying to think about it right because when you want to build a CDH deck in my mind, you want to put the best possible cards you have available, right? And it's like what
yeah,
artifacts do we play in cEDH other than the two that we've already discussed that are like going to make this deck way better? So I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. It's like I think this like especially well, like in casual, you get to play like all the swords, especially the one that's like untap all your lands. You can copy that trigger to draw a card. You can use like the Buster Sword to draw an additional card and also extra free cast. Like I know you can't play them in CDH because they're too expensive, but like man, this
This
would you put a Buster Sword on this bad boy, it's crazy.
it is pretty funny though. That is pretty funny. You're like, cool, Buster Sword attack. You're like, oh, cool. I mean, yeah, I don't hate the idea. It's definitely like you can definitely like abuse this card, and I think it's very playable. I was trying to think outside the box of just those like two effects,
Yeah,
because it's like
but like the two effects are like really, really good.
yeah, and then I guess like also you're just an artifact combo land, so you just like play all the good
Yeah,
artifacts. So like you know
and you
definitely.
have like 2 mana commander, so your Fierce is online on turn 2 or turn 1.
Mm,
Your what's Deadly Relic is also online.
yeah. Okay, so there's definitely like options that are available to like take this from one level to the next for sure.
But yeah, I think that's it for that. Like, I think that it's like nearly good. Like, once again, there is another card that is like nearly really good. Yeah, we have the Astonishing Ant-Man, which is 1 green and 1 blue. For a legendary creature, human scientist hero, which says whenever you draw a card, put a 1/1 counter on the Astonishing Ant-Man, and then it has the ability of 2 and a green, tap it, and remove any number of 1/1 counters from the Astonishing Ant-Man. Create that many 1/1 green insect creature tokens. Like, am I crazy, or is this a really good Rog Thras card?
It's a Rug Thrash
Like,
card.
it's slow, but it's like it's good, man. You draw
It
so many cards, and then you also just pay 3 mana and feed your cradle like 400 creatures.
it definitely it's really good. It's really good. It's just really slow, and it's a 1/1. The two problems with this card in particular is it's a little slow and it's a 1/1. But outside of that, it does exactly what you want to do in the Rog Thrash or the Yoshi Thrash decks. Draws you cards and it makes you bodies, right? You could like I don't know exactly what you do. I know that like it's if you can get this to out turn one and then like maybe like turn two cradle, like turn three. It's a slow accumulating creature effect of things. I think it's a little too slow though, unfortunately. But again, it's very playable. If your goal is to play the long game Thrasios Rograk game plan, then this is perfect for you. I think.
Yeah, 100%. I think this it's like it's and also like they play training grounds, so this
Yeah.
ability
Okay.
costs 1 green.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say the exact same thing you were, is that they do play like training grounds and the biomancer is familiar. So unironically, it's a green, draw 10 cards, make 10 dudes.
Yeah,
It's also like really funny, like not funny, but interesting enough. You can do it on end steps. Let's say you've drawn like, let's say like, I don't know, you're it's turn three, turn four. You have two Thrashers activations. You draw 2 cards, and then you activate the Ant Man. You make 2 dudes, and you draw 4 cards or 2 cards or whatever the math is. You untap, draw. There's another counter. You pass turn. You have like you've just drawn a bunch of cards and it's your turn. So it's a very end steppy card. It's a very value card. Again, this is slow as anything, but really good. I think that it's very playable. I just don't know what you take out. I know that like there's a bunch of random Rog Thrasios parts that are playing so much janky stuff that they could throw this in and no one would notice. So it'd
yeah,
be interesting.
yeah. It's one of those decks that kind of just like has so many random cards that like this can just like replace one of the random cards and test it out and see how it feels. It's like I don't think Jackson from Salt Free wouldn't play this card because hates Universes Beyond, and I think you would rather throw the deck out other than play a Marvel card. So, uh and then we jump into the next one, which is the Fantastic Four. So for Sans Black, so red, green, white, and blue. So Bruce Thrasios colors. We get a 4/4 legendary creature, human hero, that says whenever this creature or whenever you cast a spell with power, toughness, or mana value 4, you choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn, and it's create a 0/4 colorless wall with Defender. Fantastic Four deals 3 damage to each opponent, put 2/1/1 counters on target creature, or draw a card. First look at this. This is a food chain deck.
Agreed.
Uh, which is cool. The only difference about this being a food chain deck, it is both draw your entire deck and also kill the table, which is different to like the Ukama food chain like decks or I
In
guess.
this, if
Like
you
Mothman also kills the table, I guess. Like Atali technically draws their deck because you get every card in your library, but this is both draw your entire library and also kill the table.
this what this does is it replaces Aragon. If you play Aragon the Uniter in cEDH, it replaces that because Aragon says whenever you cast a red spell, you deal 4 damage or 3 damage, whatever it is. And the whole idea is that you do it with Squee or like over and over again. What this does, it replaces Aragon Uniter, which is like whenever you cast a a spell, you scry. Where this, you draw a card. And for some reason, let's say I don't know, let's say someone has the One Ring, you could just like draw your entire deck, cast Arceus Oracle, which I don't know if you do because I don't really like that plan in these types of decks. But the concept is there. I think that
I think you do in this list.
yeah, I think so as well.
Or you play one type, like you play an instant speed win that you can play. Like you're still in, like, is it so you can play Underworld Breach, Fairy Mastermind, Brain Freeze,
Oh, true. Yeah.
and you can Brain Freeze them out like after drawing a deck. You have white for all the silence effects. Technically, you can like Brain Freeze them out, and then you can play like Teferi Time Raveler, and then they can't do anything because they can't play it instant speed.
Yeah, I don't
There's
really.
a yeah, there's a lot of ways you can win the game in this deck.
I think this is like outside of Terra, the best food chain commander outside of Terra, outside of Atali. This is probably the best food chain commander, just because the ability to win the game is so good. I know that most of its tech is useless. Like, great, you get to make a wall. Like, who's doing that, right? You're always drawing a card. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is food chain with sans black good stuff, pretty much. You just like you don't ever like you could make the sloppiest deck with this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, I think it succeeds in that. Like, yeah, it's like, why would you? I guess in that argument, why would you play this over Terra if you're just gonna like slop it up, play Food Chain,
I don't know.
kind of like whatever you want to play out of the two.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe the two Aragon Uniter pilots are now yipping over as they change to the Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four.
Uh,
But yeah, this card's cool. I also want to play it because I like Food Chain and Food Chain's fun. And maybe playing Food Chain with like actually good cards is maybe the angle because well, Dali sucks sometimes, man.
you could play Atali in the 99 of this deck and use all the food chain mana to
Yeah,
cast it and make yourself feel better.
yeah. I'll draw my deck, play a Dali once, and then kill them with the damage. And then just like the last multicolored spell, which is Vision Quest, which is X, a blue and a red, which is search your library and or graveyard for an artifact creature with mana value X or less, and put it onto the battlefield with X additional 1/1 counters on it. If X is 4 or greater, it gains haste until the end of turn. If you search your library this way, shuffle. This is a 3 mana 2/2 Esper Sentinel. It also, like, I don't know what Izzet decks want Roaming Throne, but this finds Roaming Throne. I
Man,
don't
I
know
swear I've
what
seen a
Izzet
deck
deck,
play this card.
bro. I don't know what this is. If there is there an Izzet deck that wants Vidalcan Sages or whatever it is that combos with Chromatic Quarry? Joyra? Does Joyra care about artifact creatures?
Maybe.
I guess this finds you can play this for X equals 2 and it finds the creature artifact cheapener.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Look,
Like I'm sure this card is good. This card is a tutor and it's an X tutor that puts it to the battlefield. That's gotta be good.
apparently Nick Theory wants it for some reason. I don't know. It gets what? Human artifacts? Non
Oh,
create.
it also finds Ballista, I guess, with X counters on it. So it's an infinite mana Ballista tutor.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the most
Like,
viewed Nick Fury deck plays it, but I don't know what it uses it for. It gets Meta Knight for
um,
some reason.
it can find Phyrexian Metamorph. It can find Spell Skite. It can find Ballista. It can find Marvin,
Yeah, I guess so.
Esper Sentinel.
Uh,
Maybe Marvin with haste. You just like X equals 4 it and find Marvin with haste.
maybe.
It's a Sisei card. There you go.
Hell yeah, Sisei Slop. Let's go.
I don't know. I think the main deck is like it just gets played in like Rogi Shy and X equals ones finds them a Esper Sentinel. I think that's where it lives. And then we have the final three cards, which are the three colorless things. The first one being Molecule Man, which is 6 generic mana for a legendary creature human villain. You get a 5/5. And you have the ability of non-land cards in your hand have Miracle 0. Way to power creep the Lorehold dragon from Strixhaven, guys. The next set. By giving everything Miracle 0, and not just instants and sorceries.
I don't have a lot of thoughts on this card, to be completely honest. I know that you and Tim were talking about it being playable in certain decks and stuff. I just feel like six colorless mana. It's like if you're playing it in a colorless deck, it's like okay, right? You like put
Yeah,
Eldrazi's into play for you.
I think it lives in Zuladoc.
Yeah, right. Like it's going to see play in casual heavily, right? It might see play in some artifact.
Yeah.
Like I think at one point you and I were talking about if you like flip it with a Tali and then you like draw Apex Devastator, it's the nuts. But it's like also you've got to rely on hitting Apex Devastator. I think the benefit for you really is that you're playing no bad flips Atali. So like if for some reason you do get stopped here
Yeah.
with this, if you have this on the battlefield and you like draw a card and you're like, bam, here's this really silly card, Lamau. Um,
Yeah, I think this could live in kind of the like semi-gruel type Atali lists that are like playing the longer game. They're playing like the Kiki Jiki lines
hmm.
and stuff like that. Maybe this has a home in that. Maybe it has a home in like semi-blue.
Yeah, or
I don't know. Miracles.
semi blue would be
It's
pretty good.
yeah. Like Miracle's so broken that I'm sure it's good. I just don't know where this card lives. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I completely agree. I'm just like really I'm sitting here thinking about it, right? Um it's like a weird
Yeah.
thing. It's hard. I again I'm just trying to think because it's like the Itali thing where it's like no bad flips, you get stopped, you have to sing on the battlefield to draw it. It's like pretty crazy, right? Or like Tim, let's say Tim has it. The problem is that they need like they care about timer restrictions, right? Do they care about timer restrictions?
Miracle can is turns everything into an instant.
Oh, then maybe Tim wants this because like the first, I guess like if he draws a land or an instant spell, he hates it. Maybe I guess
Yeah,
if you,
well, it like doesn't do anything for his counter spells or anything like that because
yeah,
like they have to be cast like when the trigger happens.
I guess like if you are playing the slop, like the sloppy slop, sand like mm, what are they called? Mono blues, semi blue. You're playing that stuff. You like his Apex or
Yeah,
Atali or what that like whatever that crap is. It seems good. We had someone at Command again 10 play Bruise Thrasios. Maybe they want it in Bruise Thrasios. Bruise is 5 drop, so you could like Neo form it into this if you wanted to. I don't think you want that, but we're really digging at the bottom of the barrel at that point.
yeah. This card's this makes bracket 3 Eldrazi suck to play against. They just Emrakul off the top rope. They put every 10 plus CMC colorless card in the deck, and they go good luck.
Yeah. All right, let's
But
move
yeah, that's
on
kind of
to
it.
our next card. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, the next card is really cool. I love this card. This card's cool. Is the 10 rings. It costs 8 colors. Your maximum hand size is 10. And at the beginning of your end step, if you have fewer than 10 cards in hand, draw cards equal to the difference. If you can cheat this into play for fun, this card's really good. It is quite slow because you have to wait till you end step to refill your hand. It's 8 mana. But like, man, like, it makes me want to play it in Atali, but I know this card sucks in Atali.
I
But
think
like,
this
bro, I can draw 10 cards in Atali, man. That's crazy.
I think this card sucks.
To be honest, I'm putting it in like every single one of my casual lists. To be honest,
Yeah, you can, but
there's no card drawing casual. This is I get to play this on curve on turn 8 in my casual list because the game hasn't ended. It's crazy.
I can what I'm gonna do is I have like my Thrashers, Vile Smasher, bracket 4, Slop Deck. You know that? What's that Washi Tong Lighthouse thing? That's 6 mana. Whenever you scry, you can cast it for free or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
The planetarium.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do? I'd put it in that 8 mana to cast it for free and deal someone 8 damage off Vile Smasher. Seems pretty nutty, but I don't. To be honest, I don't see a world where this is played in cEDH. The fact that it's on end step makes it pretty rough. It's a, you know what it is. There's someone that I know plays Nira, which is like the whenever you cast a spell, you put the spell underneath and you flip until you hit it. You can play that in this because then you can like manipulate the
Oh,
top of your library.
what's that green guy? Kona?
Oh, Kona probably plays it. Yeah,
Like rip this into play and then draw 10 and then your next
there's
turn fucking
this
put
might
Galter into play and put every creature into play.
This might be, you know what? This is a standard card, and they play it in Omniscience because what you do is you play this with Kona. You draw 10 cards. You draw 16 copies of Omniscience because you can play 4 of everything, and then next turn you win the game. That's what this is. Figured it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe it's
Maybe.
in the sideboard.
It's I don't know. This card's it like right. Max sense draw 10's really good.
Draw 10 is incredible. It's a shame that it's on the end step, and it's a shame that you have to pay
Yeah.
75 million mana for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I look at things through the hourglass of Atali where everything costs 0 mana.
Sure. Is that before or after you get Mind Break trapped?
Both. I just
uh,
recast Atali again, it still costs 0 mana.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. This card's nearly good.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all I can
definitely
say.
it's on the edge of okay, but I just don't know. It's a lot of mana. Like,
It's so
yeah,
much mana. Yeah.
mm,
I'm putting it in my casual list, but
yeah, for sure.
and then jumping into the last one, we have Ultron Artificial Malevolence, which is 3 generic mana for a legendary artifact creature, robot villain. That's a 2/4. And then it's whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, you may pay 2. If you do, create a token copy of it. If the token isn't a creature, it becomes a 2/2 robot villain creature in addition to its other types. I am sure there's a way to break this card.
Are you playing this in the 99 or as a commander?
I think it has both. I think.
Because like I definitely you like if you have a way to make mana with no, it's like it's really absurd because it's like you can do stuff with Displace a Kitten where like if you have enough mana, like let's say you casting enough 0 drops when you bounce like a mana vault, the mana vault bounces, enters, you tap the mana vault to pay for itself, that makes a copy of it. You can make like infinite mana vaults and make infinite mana as long as you can bounce the mana vault, but at that point you're already winning the game from some other way, right? There's like sure, I don't disagree that there's
Yeah.
definitely ways to break this. Do I know how to do it? Absolutely not.
Yeah. There's like really, really cool things that you can cast a soul ring and then on the ETB you can tap the soul ring to pay for the 2 and then make a second soul ring.
You can definitely do
Um
that. That's cool.
it's like I'm sure there is a way to break this. I'm sure KCI breaks it. KCI is
Oh
a
yeah.
broken card anyway, so
Yeah.
KCI breaks everything.
Yeah,
You can like
KCI will do it.
cast the card, ETB, you sack it to KCI to make the 2 mana to pay for it, and then you make the new one. And then I don't know, you play a card that says tokens aren't tokens, and then you win the
Well,
game. I don't think that card exists,
you
but
can what well no, you're I think what it is you can if you the fact that it's a creature in addition to the other types is huge because if you have like a some type of like whenever a artifact creature dies or something like that, deal 1 damage. This cares about it because it's a creature, right? So it's like you sack the thing to
yeah,
KCI. Like you get the ETB on ETB with the trigger on the stack. You sack it to KCI to make a new copy of it. And because that creature's died, you have a sack outlet trigger of whatever it is. If it's like whenever a creature dies, you lose a life and you lose you I don't know you lose life and draw a card, or they lose a life and you draw a card. Or there's something here. There's definitely something here. I just don't know what the particular cards are. in regards
Yeah,
to like
someone smarter than me and better than me will break this.
people who are good at colorless decks will be able to figure this out pretty easily, or like mono blue decks will be able to figure this out, or whatever it is. Someone will figure it out. I don't really know what happened to the outro of this video, but with that all being said, I had a lot of fun making this video. I enjoy these set reviews. I think it's a lot of fun deep diving into all the small little cards and looking at all the new tech that new decks get. And it also allows me to learn what new cards do. So if you do enjoy this type of content, do let us know. We try to do a set review for every set. It was just a little bit difficult because we had the Command Again video, and then we had the gameplay, and then it was like the set review. And it was either like do the set review the week before and then do the gameplay this weekend, but we thought the gameplay would be a little bit more interesting, so that's why it's like a week late. But I still think it's worth putting out, so if you guys do enjoy this content, do let us know. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.